all evening long here at the ballpark. We have a special treat as we're interviewing on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show this evening. Colonel switch hitting shortstop Heinle Station. Heinle, your first name tripped me up a few times, but thank you for setting me straight. It's an unusual name. I haven't seen too many Heinles, and I wondered if it's a family name or if it's a common name from your native country of Curacao.
Oh, it's just a family name. Yeah, it's just a family name.
Are you used to having to explain to people like me and people in the media how to pronounce it correctly?
Every time I used to do it because the most they say Heinle. Yeah.
So you have my word. I went Heinle, then I went Henley, but you told me John Heinle. And Heinle, you've had a great start to the season, as has our ball club. You have impressed me, A, with your switch hitting ability. B, you're a very tough out at the plate. And let's talk first, though, about your defense, because I can tell that's a source of pride for you, too.
Yeah, I always played good defense. I always like playing defense and hitting, too, but most thing that I like to do is play defense.
You have very good feet and what scouts would say soft hands. How do you develop those as a young ball player?
In the beginning, I was taking ground balls every day. Every day I take pretty much a lot of ground balls. I go home, just hit like tennis ball off the wall and take ground balls, and I developed that like that. So
that's a lot of the same things our kids do. When I was young, Heinle, it's still a great drill to just go out by in your neighborhood or by a garage or a brick wall and throw that tennis ball against the wall. You got to have quick reactions.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Heinle, as far as shortstop goes, you look like it's a natural fit for you, and that you have good range, as I said, good feet and strong, soft hands. Was it a position that you were always accustomed to, or you immediately put out at shortstop when you were a kid?
Yes, I immediately was put out at shortstop. Actually, I started at second base, but after 1 year, they switched me to shortstop. So I've been playing shortstop for a pretty long time.
And then as far as your hitting goes, you have had many two-strike counts where you have fought off good pitches in on your hands and outside, and then you've wound up putting the ball in play or getting a hit. What kind of who taught you that mentality that it's better to put the ball in play and make an out perhaps than to strike out?
For me, I just think of myself because I hate striking out. So when I have to try to shook up and try to put the ball in play, and you might get a hit of it. So
plus you got pretty good speed.
Yes, so that's pretty much what I do.
How early in your life did you start switch hitting, Heinle? Was it when you were 5 or 6?
No, I started switching when I was 11 years old.
Who suggested it to you?
My coach from back home, that the team that I played for.
And was it frustrating at first, or was it a natural fit for you?
Actually, it was a natural fit because, when we play in the neighborhood, you always, try to hit left hand to see how it goes, and I was pretty much good at it, and he said, just try it once, and I liked it.
You liked it, and it wasn't a source of frustration for you?
No, it wasn't at all.
Heinle Station is our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. And Heinle, you're from a part of the world that our listeners know very little about, Curacao, the Netherlands. And if you could tell us where it is geographically so we could kind of picture where your home island is.
It's pretty much 70 miles away from the coast of Venezuela. So it's the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, right over there. So.
And they're all owned by the Netherlands?
Yes, they're all owned by the Netherlands, and St. Martin too, but St. Martin's more by Puerto Rico.
And as far as the culture goes, if someone visited there, Curacao, what would they be enjoying? Would it be the weather? Would it be the beaches? Would it be the food? Would it be the scenery? What brings tourists to your island?
Pretty much the beaches and the weather, because everybody likes the beach and the weather, and we have a very nice bridge too that the boats can go under it, and the cars go above it. So
it's a bridge?
Yes, a bridge.
It's something that everyone wants to see.
Yes, everybody comes and cruise wants to go under a bridge. So.
Now, Heinle, you're not that far from the coast of Venezuela. Would you visit Venezuela as a youngster, or does your family visit often? And then how would you get to Venezuela?
No, I never go to I go to Venezuela every year because I have to go to my visa. So that's the only time I go to Venezuela. And when I go, I fly over there. It's pretty much 35 minutes away. And
that's That's all it takes.
That's all it takes, yep.
Now, is your country friends with Venezuela, or are you like our country and President Bush, who's kind of looking at Venezuela's president as a madman who may be not friendly to Americans?
We look at it the same way as the President Bush did. Yes, he's kind of crazy.
Okay, well, I wondered because you're a lot closer to him than we are. Now, Curacao it has to have an interest in soccer and baseball. Which is more popular?
Because they're pretty much the same. There's a lot of people like soccer because from Holland. Holland is a soccer team. But most of the kids play baseball over there because of Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones is from Curacao.
Yes, he is.
I did not know that. I forgot it. He was the National League MVP.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten to meet him?
Yes, I played in the World Baseball Classic with him,
So you played in the World Baseball Classic with Andrew Jones?
Yes, I played with Andrew Jones.
Now, how did you guys do?
We went 1 and 2. We didn't make it to the first round, but it was a pretty nice experience for me.
I bet it was a thrill.
Yeah, it was. It was playing a lot of people. We played Puerto Rico. We played Cuba. We played Puerto Rico and Panama.
How good are the Cubans? They made it to the final and lost. It's not a true test, Heinley, because, as you said, it's a single elimination and that type of thing. But how good do you think the Cubans are? Oh,
they're real good. I mean, they might joke around, but when it's time to do something, they'll do it. They'll find a way to do it. They get runs. I don't know how they do it, but they find a way to do it.
Could most of the Cuban players, or what percentage of that team you played, in your eyes, could be playing in the major leagues right now?
Pretty much 80% of the Cuban players can play in major leagues, yes.
That's something.
Yes, that's something.
Wow, 80% of those guys on the Cuban national team that played in the World Baseball Classic, in Heinley's view, could be in the big leagues. We're going to take a break here from our great sponsor, South Slope Communications, and we'll have a final word with Colonel switch-hitting shortstop Heinley Station next. This is Colonel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Heinley Stacia's with us. He's shined at shortstop and hit well as a switch hitter here in the first week and a half of the season. And Heinley, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the World Baseball Classic that you got to play in. Did you have to try out for the team, or were you selected by virtue of people knowing how good you are?
Actually, I was selected, and we went to a trainers camp in Bradenton, Florida, and we were 35 people, and they can have a 30-man roster, so they had to cut 5 people, and so you had to practice and stuff, and I made the team by practicing hard and working good, and I had a good season last year, too, so.
Well, you sure earned it. What kind of guy was Andrew Jones to play? Was he aloof? And I can't imagine him being like a Barry Bonds and staying away from other guys. Did he embrace all you guys and have pride in his country?
Oh, yeah, he did. Because I know him before, too, from when he comes back home. We all practice together, so he's a very nice. He take us to dinner and stuff, so he's a very nice guy. Well, he gives you a lot of, he give us bats, batting gloves, cleats. So he's just like, when we go out, he go out with us too. He don't go separately. He go out with us. So he's a very nice guy.
Well, that's great. And Heinley, what do your folks do in Curacao? What do they do for a living?
My mom and dad. My mom works for a radio station. My dad is a construction worker.
Your dad does what?
Construction.
Oh, construction. So that's physical labor.
It is.
No wonder you're so strong. You probably helped him. And Heinley, The culture in Curacao, is there a strong middle class? I know in the Dominican Republic, it's a great country, it's free, but there are a lot of poor people that have to scrape for everything they have. Is there a strong middle class in Curacao? Is the economy good?
Yes, the economy is pretty good. We don't have much of poor people like here in Dominican. We do have some, but not a lot. But it's a pretty good island.
Well, that's great. And finally, how does a guy your age not only shine on the baseball field, but from what I've heard, you speak 4 languages? How did you learn that at such a young age?
It's because back home we speak Papiamento, that's our own language. But in school, all the books are in Dutch because we're part of Holland. And we have to take English and Spanish class too, so
you know your native tongue, you know Dutch, you know Spanish, and you know English.
Yes, exactly.
All about equally?
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much I know Papiamento more because I speak that most of the time, but I know pretty much I can read and write in every single one of them.
The education's important on your island.
Oh yeah, it is. It is really important.
Well, Heinle, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure for you to share your background with our listeners. I know they enjoyed it, and we'll visit with you again this first half of the season on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. We want to make sure that you visit one of our Zio Giano's Italian spaghetti houses. This $5 gift certificate will allow you to experience the best in Italian food, whether it be pasta, pizza, homemade bread. Zio Giano's caters to one person up to 10,001. Heinle Stacia, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
That's Heinle Stacia, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. I'll set the starting lineups for the series opener. The Kernels looking for their 6th win in a row versus the West Michigan Whitecaps. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Beautiful sunshine, dollar hot dogs, and a red-hot Kernel team. That makes for fun at the ballpark as the Kernels open a 4-game set against the Detroit Tiger farmhands this evening, the West Michigan Whitecaps. Good Monday evening, Eastern Iowa, and a special welcome to all of you tuned in from coast to coast on the Internet. The Kernels have vaulted themselves into a 3-way tie for first place atop the Western Division first-half standings by virtue of not only their sweep up in Appleton over Easter weekend, but 2 wins in the final 2 games against Peoria here at home last week. The Kernels have racked up 5 straight wins, and they're playing a West Michigan Whitecap team that has a fine record of 5-4. West Michigan is in 3rd place in the 16 Eastern Division. The sun is shining brightly. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members have taken the diamond, and we are set to bring you Game 1 starting lineups. First, for Matt Walbeck, that's a familiar name. He played 11 years as a big leaguer with the Cubs, Twins, Detroit, the Angels, Philadelphia, and this is his 3rd season skippering the Whitecaps. He's enjoyed being a manager just like our Bobby Magallanes, tutoring young, professional, budding big leaguers. Leading off, a switch-hitting shortstop for the Whitecaps, 5th in the league with a .375 average, Mike Hollimon. Hollimon at short leads off. Batting second at second base, Will Rhymes, R-H-Y-M-E-S. Hitting third in right field for the West Michigan Ball Club is Matt Joyce. Cameron Maybin, M-A-Y-B-I-N, 10th player taken in last year's draft, first-round pick by the Tigers, $2 million bonus baby. Cameron Maybin is in center, batting cleanup. Hitting 5th for the Whitecaps is Justin Justice in left field. Ryan Roberson will be at first base and hit 6th. It's Pedro Cato, C-O-T-T-O, the DH, Cottle will bat 7th for the visitors. Hitting 8th and catching, Dusty Ryan. And it's Mark Haskey, Haske at 3rd. Third baseman Mark Haskey bats 9th. On the hill for West Michigan, no record. His one start came last Tuesday in Grand Rapids. A no decision is Burke Badenhop. Badenhop is a big 6'5", 220-pound right-hander from Bowling Green State University. Badenhop was taken by Detroit in last year's draft in the 19th round. 23-year-old Burke Badenhop on the hill for West Michigan. In 14 start a year ago in rookie ball, Oneonta, New York, this right-hander in 14 starts was 6-4 with a 2.92 ERA. 23-year-old right-hander, 6'5", 225-pound Burke Badenhop pitching for the Whitecaps. Allen Motor Company, as always, is proud to sponsor the Kernels starting lineup. Allen's has fantastic savings on 3 very popular vehicles at their beautiful campus, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. 2005 Buick LeSabres are just $369 a month right now at Allen's. 2006 Buick Rendezvous, just $369 a month. And 2005 Buick Centuries are just $198 a month right now at Allen Motor Company. Plus, for a limited time, your first year's maintenance is free. It's on Allen's. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup in center field, leading it off, Brad Kuhn, 5 steals and 6 tries. Our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest from Curaçao, Netherlands, Heinley Stacia, the shortstop, switch hitter, bats 2nd. Hitting 3rd in the Allen Motor Company order, 8th in the league in hitting with a .370 average, Patrick Riley. The Colonel DH and cleanup batter is Jordan Renz. In his last 4 games, he's 8 for 14 with 5 doubles. Warner Madrigal is in right field. He'll hit 5th for the Kernels. Batting 6th at first base is Flint Whipke. Travis Schlichting will be at the hot corner where he's played very well this season. Schlichting hitting 7th in the Allen Motor Company lineup. Brett Martinez will hit 8th and catch. And batting 9th, left-handed hitting second baseman Larry Infante. On the hill for the Kernels is 18-year-old Tommy Mendoza, the right-hander coming off a brilliant performance here last Tuesday at home, blanking Peoria in 6 innings on 4 hits, striking out 4, walking none. Tommy is 1-1 on the year, a 6-0 winner his last time out here at home against Peoria. That's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. The umpires are accepting those lineups at home plate as they discuss the ground rules with Bobby Magallanes and Matt Walbeck, the respective managers. Anderson and Brown Eye Care sponsors the umpires. Things are coming into focus at Anderson and Brown Eye Care. Their new location is wheelchair accessible, including the exam rooms. The building and the exam rooms are wheelchair accessible. The new location for Anderson and Brown Eye Care, 1425 Boyson Road, next to Intent City in Hiawatha. Evening and Saturday hours, full-service eye care, including exams. Get your glasses and contact lenses right on site at Anderson and Brown Eye Care, where things are coming into focus. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members are standing out at the 9 positions on the diamond, and they're being greeted as the Kernels trot out of their first base dugout. The visiting Whitecaps are in their gray road uniforms with dark blue socks, dark blue numbers, dark blue hats, and the Kernels are in their white home uniforms with red caps, red hats, or rather red caps and red numbers on the back with black trim. And the Cost Cutters Dream Team members are getting a thrill as the Kernels are autographing those soft-toss Cost Cutter Kernel logo baseballs. Tommy Mendoza, the final Kernel to be introduced. We're going to hand it over to the crowd mic now for a word from Wendy's and then the introduction of our national anthem singer on this beautiful 62-degree sunny Monday evening.
Today, your national anthem is presented by women. Always proud supporters of the United States military. Please stand.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. It is being performed this evening by Melanie Abrams.
Can you see my
the singing of the national anthem here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Kernels are meeting a very fine ball club, Matt Walbeck and his West Michigan Whitecaps. The Kernels are 6-4, 2-1 here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Whitecaps 5-4. They are 3-2 on the road. PRC is proud to support communities where their employees live and work. Right here in Cedar Rapids, this season, PRC's Community Care will be bringing food home to our community every time the Kernels belt a home run. It's PRC's Community Care Home Runs for the Hungry campaign, aimed to help reduce hunger and provide food to those that need it most in our community. PRC's Community Care will donate $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir for every Kernel home run this season. Thus far, PRC has donated $50 to the Haycap Food Reservoir. We had action this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, and with the wind gusting in, I'm scrambling just a little bit to find that State Farm Major League scoreboard, but here it is. The State Farm Major League scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, and Gary Schuback. In the Patriots Day affair at Fenway Park to coincide with the Boston Marathon, the Red Sox shaded Seattle today 7-6. This afternoon at Jacobs Field, it was the Tribe clobbering Detroit, the parent club of these Whitecaps, 10-2 Cleveland. We're set for baseball, and it's great to have you along here on the Kernel Radio Network, specifically this evening on 1450 KMRY. And Tommy Mendoza is set to go, so is the leadoff batter, Mike Hollimon, Holliman. Hollimon is a switch-hitting shortstop, left-handed batter in this case, and the first pitch of the game is downstairs, ball one. 61 degrees, our game-time temperature. Holliman's hitting a robust .375, one homer, 4 RBIs, and he slaps the next pitch foul off to the left. It's 1-1. Mike Hollimon is the leadoff man for the Whitecaps, and he's out of Oral Roberts University. That's in Oklahoma, and he was a 16th-round pick of the Tigers last year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy's next delivery is a curveball in the dirt for ball 2. Sun is shining brightly, and it's a real factor in center field where Brad Kuhn is playing this leadoff man to hit the other way. Big gap in right center. There's a high pop foul headed towards the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion down the left field line. Out of play for strike 2. Mike Holliman, 6'1", 185. Lives in Dallas, Texas, and he hit .277 with Oneonta a year ago with 13 home runs, so he has power. There's strike 3 called at the knees on the outside corner, and Tommy Mendoza on a 2-2 pitch gets the leadoff batter looking for strike 3. Will Rhymes is the second baseman. He's a .350 hitter in the early going with no homers and 4 RBIs. Now, I'm going to tell you by the naked eye that Rhymes is 5 feet 6 inches tall, but let's see what his well, they list him at 5'9", but I'm telling you, he's 5'6", 5'7". Never stopped size, never prevented anybody from excelling at this game. Strike 1 from the Kernel right-hander. Schlichting's in on the grass at third. Chopper up the middle, and Stacia ranges far to his left, gets a glove on it, and can't make the play. It'll be interesting to see whether that's ruled a hit or an error. Heinley had to go a long way to his left behind the bag at second, and reaching for the Whitecaps is Will Rhymes. We'll let you know when they've ruled on it. My guess is that they'll charge Heinley with an error, but you could flip a coin. You could just as easily say infield hit for Will Rhymes. And we'll let you know when a decision is made, but Rhymes is aboard with 2 steals and 4 tries. Now a big swing and a miss by Matt Joyce, the right fielder. Strike 1. And they have ruled it a base hit, and I would concur with that. I would also agree if they would have ruled it an error. It could have gone either way. So Rhymes aboard with an infield single, and Mendoza overthrows that one. It's up and away high for ball 1. Matt Joyce is from Florida Southern College. And with Oneonta a year ago, he hit .331. Left-handed batter, off to a slow start in terms of batting average, but he has 8 RBIs. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a fastball. Mike Hollimon struck out looking. Will Rhymes has reached on an infield single through the box and off the glove of finally Stacia behind second. Clint Whipke holding the runner, and there's a throw over, and Rhymes dives back in hand first. This fella, Matt Joyce, 4th in the New York Penn League with his .331 average. A ground ball to the right side, to his left, gloving it Infante, and his only play is to throw to first to get the batter. Larry Infante thought about throwing to second, but saw that Will Rhymes would have beaten that peg, so he then turned and threw on to first to get Matt Joyce. The play goes 4-3, and there are 2 gone here in the Whitecap first. The batter, Cameron Maybin. Cameron Maybin is some prospect for the Tigers. Out of T.C. Robertson High School in North Carolina. He's a right-handed batter. And he shoots the first pitch foul into the screen, strike 1. This fellow was the North Carolina Gatorade High School Player of the Year. During the summer of 2003, he played for Cincinnati's Midland Redskins. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Mendoza mishandles the throw back, and it dribbles to the edge of the grass at second, where Larry Infante retrieves it. Holding at second, Will Rhymes. Runner in scoring position for West Michigan. 2 out as Tommy Mendoza, the Colonel 18-year-old right-hander, comes set. The 0-2. High, ball 1. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's 61 degrees. A light breeze is blowing in from right center field. The flag is high above the 403 mark, just to the left of the scoreboard and just to the right of the 20-foot-high dark green net that serves as the batter's eye. Maybin, a right-handed hitter, swings and tips it foul into the mid of Brett Martinez to end the inning. Tommy Mendoza pitches around a 1-out infield single to prevent the Whitecaps from jumping on top in Game 1 of this 4-game series. We're underway. Hot dogs are just $1, and after 1/2 inning, West Michigan nothing. The Kernels coming to bat. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Sweet, take Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta. Authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy. Oh, come to Zio Giano's. The pasta makes you feel. Come to Zio Giano's for the Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
More of what you're looking for. Just yourself.
6'5", 220-pound right-hander Burke Badenhop. I bet you don't know too many Burke Badenhops in your life, but the one on the diamond in the middle, pitching, is with the West Michigan Whitecaps. No score as the Kernels bat in the bottom of the first inning, and Brad Kuhn stepped to the plate early this morning to come out to Hiawatha Elementary School with us to promote reading. Our 8th annual Toyota Financial Services Gazette Summer Reading Program, and Brad was a delight. The kids loved him. He wore his Colonel Road top and his red cap and played the violin in our story about the bat boy and his violin. Strike one is in to Kuhn, who's hitting .275. No homers, 3 driven in, and he juts away from a fastball down and in, 1-1. The breeze is blowing in at a pretty good clip tonight from right center field. Playing in front of the bag at third is Mark Haskey, a changeup, and Kuhn jumped on it but fouled it away to the left, strike 2. Brad's a left-handed batter, no homers, 3 RBIs, 5 steals to lead the Kernels. And he was 2 for 4 in the series finale Saturday afternoon in Appleton with a walk and a steal. Ball 2, down and in, a fastball. In fact, Kuhn went 5 for 12 in the Colonel 3-game sweep of the Timber Rattlers in Appleton. Badenhop delivers. It's in the dirt for ball 3. The outfield plays Brad Kuhn to hit the other way. Specifically, Cameron Maybin is pulled way around into left center for the Colonel left-handed hitting leadoff batter, wearing a long-sleeve red shirt, and a changeup does Brad in, a swing and a miss, strike 3. The bottom fell out of that 2-2 delivery. It was a changeup, and Brad Kuhn has gone on strikes. Now stepping in is our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest from this evening, Heinle Stacia. Switch hitting shortstop. Told us he started switch hitting when he was 11 years old, and it came pretty naturally to him. Strike 1 in on the outside corner from the big right-hander. Mark Haskey is cheating way in on the grass at third, trying to prevent a bunt. Heinle loops the next pitch foul up into the suites to our left, and that's strike 2. So Burke Badenhop has gotten ahead of the first 2 Kernels here in the first inning. And Maybin in center playing Stacia to hit the other way. Fastball wasted high. This is only the second start of the season for Burke. Wears his dark blue socks up high. Full wind up the pitch. And another foul to the Colonel on deck circle, where Patrick Riley waits. Heinle Stacia played in the World Baseball Classic just about a month ago for his native country, Curacao. And he said he thought 80% of the Cuban team could play in the big leagues right now. 80%. Swing and a foul tip into the mid of the catcher. That's strike 3. Stacia hustling down the line in case that ball was in the dirt, but the plate umpire said no. Dusty Ryan caught it on the fly. The first 2 Kernels have gone down swinging. Let's see if Patrick Riley can solve this right-hander. That rain we got while the Kernels and I were out of town up in Appleton has done wonders for the grounds here and the award-winning grounds crew headed by Jesse Rader. I mean, this grass, this pitch, this lawn, this field is in great shape. Ball 1 low to Patrick Riley. Now a chopper to short and a third hop to Mike Hollimon on to first to get Patrick Riley, and the Kernels go quickly and in order in the bottom of the first inning. Riley bounces out to short. 1-2-3-0 across, and after 1 on this delightful Monday evening, it's the Kernels in West Michigan, no score. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Jumpstart your future with learning from Kirkwood Community College. No matter what your age or previous work experience, you have new opportunities as close as your phone. 398-5517. Kirkwood has hundreds of choices for career and technical programs. Kirkwood has financial aid and support options to help you succeed, and Kirkwood has locally based centers to help you balance work, family, and learning. Kirkwood is ready when you're ready. Call Kirkwood Admissions today. 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here, go anywhere.
Convenience and trust, 2 things all of us want. At Tri-State Travel, we offer both. It's convenient for you to make 1 call or 1 visit to our office for all your travel needs. A 1-day tour, a cruise, a trip to Branson, to charter a motor coach. For 66 years, Tri-State Travel has been a name you can trust to provide quality products. Come see why you can trust us to provide the convenience you expect. Tri-State Travel now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Palo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premiums, visit Westside Agency in Palo.
Second inning and no score. First up for the Whitecaps is a left-handed batter who played in 78 games with the Whitecaps a year ago, Justin Justice. He hit .230 in 78 games. Split time between the Oneonta Tigers and the Whitecaps. And the first pitch from Mendoza is over but low, ball one. Travis Schlichting playing well off the line at third for the Kernels and even with the base. And the outfield shades Justice, a left-handed batter, into left center. A fastball. This one is popped up foul onto the third base grandstand roof. 1-1 to Justin Justice. On the year, this fella hitting .273. No homers, 3 RBIs. And he went to school at Lake Sumter Junior College in Florida. The Tigers drafted him in 2003. He fists one on the ground, a slow roller to second. Larry Infante gathers it in and flips to first, and that's one away in the West Michigan second inning. Boy, Tommy Mendoza came right in on the fists of Justin Justice, and he rolls out to second. One away in this scoreless contest. First of 4. Remember, tomorrow evening, our Triple Play Tuesday. That means a hamburger or hot dog, chips, and beverage for just $5. That's some bargain. Ryan Roberson takes a healthy cut and misses, strike one on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Mendoza. Now another hummer at 91 miles an hour. That, according to the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator, the lower panel of the mammoth scoreboard in right center. An 0-2 pitch, and that one's pounded off the mask of catcher Brett Martinez, and it ricochets to the backstop. Ryan Roberson's from George Washington University. They had a great run in the men's basketball tournament a few weeks back. Well, they had a great season, as a matter of fact. Big right-handed batter, and he shoots it hard into right center, and it'll get down between Madrigal and Kuhn. Brad makes a good play to his left to cut it off, and he holds big Ryan Roberson to a one-out single. Well, that's good hitting by Ryan Roberson. He was in the hole 0-2. And he slapped it into right center, right between Kuhn and Madrigal, and that's the second hit of the night for the Whitecaps. Ryan Roberson aboard with his .242 average, no homers, no stolen bases. He's been caught once. That wind is gusting in pretty good at times. First pitch is upstairs, a ball to Pedro Cotto, and then a snap throw down to first by the Colonel catcher Martinez, not in time to get Roberson. Pedro Cotto is a left-handed hitter. He's serving as the DH, and in 4 games, he's batting .250, no home runs, no RBIs. He's from Puerto Rico. Cotto looks at an overhand fastball in there for a strike. Tommy Mendoza comes straight over the top. He's working from the stretch. Cotto's familiar with this great state of Iowa. He played at Indian Hills Community College. Ground ball, backhanded, stopped by Whipke. Throws to second, out, station to first. Double play with the pitcher covering. The Kernels turn a sparkling 3-6-1 double play. That's the toughest one to make in baseball, and it was all started on a diving stab at first by Flint Whipke. Whipke took a hit away from Pedro Cotto, popped to his feet, threw to second to station to force Roberson, and then I didn't think the Kernels had a chance to turn two, but Heinle double pumped and then flung it to Tommy Mendoza, the pitcher covering, and the Kernels turn it 3-6-1, a double play to end the Whitecaps second inning. That was some double play. No runs for the visitors in the second. One hit, their second of the game. There were no Kernel errors. A double play, and the Whitecaps leave the bases empty. And after an inning and a half, West Michigan nothing and the Kernels nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Duffy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
The Kernels turned a beautiful double play, keyed by a Flint Whipke diving stop to his right, and have momentum as they go to the second. Jordan Renz takes a ball outside, and now he corks the next one foul off the railing of the Whitecap third base dugout. 1-1 to the hot-hitting Kernel DH and cleanup batter Jordan Renz, 8 for 14 with 5 doubles and a home run in his last 4 games. Jordan, 2 for 5, drove in a run, scored a run Saturday afternoon up in Appleton to help the Kernels complete a 3-game sweep of Wisconsin. Line drive, peppered into center. That's a leadoff single. The Kernels have their first hit and their first base runner. Maybin gets it back into the shortstop, and Jordan Renz ripped it into center for a leadoff single. 1 on, nobody out for the Kernels in a scoreless game. Burke Badenhop, in his 14 starts with Oneonta in the New York Penn League last year, posted 6 wins, lost 4, a 2.92 ERA. He's a tall right-hander, a throw to first, and Renz scoots back standing up. No score, bottom of the second. Badenhop hurled 77 innings a year ago, giving up just 69 hits. The big guy is set just below the chin. Kicks and delivers, ball 1 outside to Warner Madrigal. He steps out and takes a look down at his manager, coaching at third, Bobby Magianis. Warner's a right-handed batter using a black lacquer bat, and he twirls it high above his back ear and then takes a changeup for a strike. Badenhop in 77 innings a year ago struck out 55, walked 26. The New York Penn League batters hit .238 against him. Madrigal at the plate and a throw to first. Renz is back. Warner's batting a lofty .324, no homers, 2 RBIs. Delightful evening for baseball, and we have some folks enjoying it in the Whirling Waters, Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 Home Run Hot Tub. That's just to the right. It's an extension of the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion in left field. The hot tub itself, proudly provided by Whirling Waters. Curve, and it's chopped over the first baseman's head. He reaches up and snares it, throws to second, out, throw to first, out to complete a double play. The ball was over Ryan Roberson's head, but he leapt up high to spear it. Then he came down, and it was a double play going 3-6-3. I believe Roberson got back to the base to take the toss, but he had to really extend himself. He's 6 feet 5 inches tall, and he leapt high to prevent a Baltimore chop single from the bat of Madrigal, and a double play ensued. Now a letter-high fastball to Flint Whipke, a strike called. Well, the Kernels went from having their leadoff man aboard, nobody out, to bases empty, 2 outs, by virtue of that one hopper that was speared by Roberson. Now a let-up is a strike 2 called to Flint Whipke. Flint had a big day Saturday in Appleton, a 2-out, 2-run single in the 5th inning that put the Kernels up 3-2. Fastball wasted high and away to Whipke. Flint's 23 years old, out of Georgia Southern University, hitting 188, no homers, 3 RBIs, and a breaking pitch. Whipke just did get a piece of it. To stay alive, he fouled it back towards TV9 John Campbell. John is wearing a red jacket tonight with a blue stocking cap. Whipke waits for the 1-2 and swings at a high fastball up and in and didn't get it. Strike 3. That's 3 strikeouts for right-hander Burke Badenhop. No runs in the Kernels' second, a leadoff single, a double play. There were no Whitecap errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. We go to the top of the third. Hot dogs $1 every Monday, including tonight at Veterans Memorial Stadium. No score. And we're told that double play went 3-6-1. So if you're scoring at home or down below with us, the double play went 3-6-1, the double play that Madrigal hit into. As we head to the third, at no score, Kernels and Whitecaps, you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's Shaw? Patio.
It's time for Clement's Great Grill Challenge. If someone asks you, what's cooking, Daddy-O, tell them Clement's is always lean and juicy. The other guys have more fat, more flare-ups, and shrinking taste. Avoid unnecessary flare-ups. Never substitute fat for flavor. Always grill Clement's.
King of the grill, man. Grill's hot, he's cool. Who's your patio?
John Rogers back here at the ballpark to share a few personal words with you about Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. They're celebrating their 50th year growing with the Cedar Rapids area. They were founded in 1956. And some of the things I've noticed as a consumer and customer, and a very happy customer at Peck's, are the way you're greeted when you walk in the store. It smells fresh and beautiful and springy, and there's always someone there who's an expert with a smile on their face to help you with any questions, concerns, or if you're an expert yourself and you have that green thumb touch, maybe you can help Peck's with a few things. They're those kind of people, always open to new ideas and helping people. Whether you want something for your garden, your home, your landscaping, Peck's Flower and Garden Shop has the skilled, kind experts to do the job. Thank you for letting me share those personal experiences with you. And who, of course, can forget Peck's beautiful purple trucks and purple wheelbarrows. Pinkish purple. It depends on if you're colorblind like I am. So we'll call them pink, Kevin Alexander. Kevin's here, and he feels the same way about Peck's as I do. They are loyal folks that care about the community. A 2-0 pitch is grounded sharply up the middle underneath the feet of Tommy Mendoza, and stroking the third base hit of the night for the Whitecaps is Dusty Ryan. Dusty Ryan on a 2-0 pitch, cracked it hard on the ground, through the middle, getting it back in is Brad Kuhn, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Whitecaps here in the third inning. No score. Let's see if Tommy Mendoza can do what his counterpart Burke Badenhop did in the lower half of the second, and that is pitch around a leadoff single. Mark Haskey bounces one to the mound. Tommy whirls, throws to Seychet for one, on to first. Another double play, turned by the Kernels. This one was started on a one-hopper back to Tommy Mendoza. He sawed off Mark Haskey, the left-handed hitting third baseman, got him to bounce it right back to the mound. Tommy deliberately took his time, fired a strike to Heinle Stacia. Heinle had plenty of time to unload to first. It went 1-6-3. Now a shot foul over the backstop, strike one to Mike Hollimon. So the Kernels have lived the charmed life here in the first 3 innings, turning a pair of double plays. No score. Base is empty, 2 out for the switch hitter. Swing and a miss on a let-up, and he's in the hole 0-2. Mike Hollimon struck out looking to start tonight's game. We're already in the top of the third inning, and we're scoreless. Will Tommy come right after the batter? No, he wasted a fastball high. It's just past the top of the hour, and we want to remind you that you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network, 1450 KMRY, Cedar Rapids. There's a hummer high and away, another fastball. And Mike Hollimon steps out. He's a slightly built kid, 6'1", 185, out of Oral Roberts. Open stance. Strike 3 called. Tommy Mendoza records his third strikeout of the young evening. Second time he's got the Whitecap leadoff man on strikes looking. No runs, a leadoff single for the Whitecaps in the third. No Kernel errors. Kernels turn their second double play. Whitecaps leave the bases empty. They've left one man aboard in their first 3 frames. We go to the bottom of the third here at the ballpark. It's the Kernels nothing, West Michigan nothing. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds. Gotcha. Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils... Yes. Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family's blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Lower third of the Kernel order. In the bottom of the third, a slow hit roller up the third base sign, and it's booted by Mark Haskey. Probably didn't matter. I think Schlichting would have legged it out anyway, and Travis Schlichting will likely be rewarded with a leadoff infield single here in the third inning. He was jammed by the right-hander Badenhop and dumped it very softly into shallow third. Haskey charged it, and as I say, even if he'd have made it the play cleanly, I don't think he would have had Travis Schlichting, and I'll wait and see whether that's a hit or an error. I think they've ruled it a hit. Yes, they have. And a throw to first. Travis is back safely. An infield single for Travis Schlichting. The Kernels are hitting .249 as a team. That's 8th in the 14-team Midwest League. Brett Martinez should be plenty fresh. He cuts on the first delivery and fouls it high in the air off to the right. Martinez, last start for the Kernels, his last action was Friday night in Appleton. He got Saturday afternoon off. Yesterday, the entire league enjoyed Easter Sunday off, and here's Brett back in the Allen Motor Company order, batting .269. A fastball low. The right-hander wanted the call, didn't get it from the plate umpire. Outfield plays Brett Martinez straight away. I'm a little bit surprised the umpires haven't asked for the lights to be turned on yet, because most of the infield, or at least the dirt batting circle area, is enveloped in shadows. Runner goes. Pitch outside a ball. Throw to second. It's a stolen base for Travis Schlichting. The peg by Dusty Ryan was to the left field side of the bag as Will Rhymes, the second baseman, took that throw. Travis Schlichting has his second steal of the season. And the Kernels have swiped their league-high 19th base of the year in this, our 11th game. Schlichting got a tremendous start. Ryan's throw didn't have much on it, and it was, as I said, to the left of the bag. Travis Schlichting in scoring position. Let's see if Brett Martinez can hit the ball on the ground to the right side of the Whitecap infield. Instead, he lifts it into straightaway center. The wind holds it up for Cameron Maybin. Maybin has it. Schlichting going to third. The throw there, not in time. Brett Martinez gets the runner over by lifting it to straightaway center. Martinez is greeted with glad hands from every quarter in the Kernel dugout. How about that for good hitting? Brett Martinez lifted it in the air to straightaway center. And Travis Schlichting saddled up on his horse and galloped to third ahead of the throw by Cameron Maybin. Now the Whitecap infield in this 0-0 game in the bottom of the third inning is in for the play at the plate. Larry Infante is the batter. And he shoots the first pitch foul onto the grass slope seating berm. Larry Infante hitting 167. No homers, 2 RBIs. For the switch-hitting Kernel middle infielder from Venezuela, Larry Infante, trying to give the Kernels an early lead. Ooh, a pitch just missed low and in for ball 2. Kevin Alexander, General Manager, Vice President of KMRY, is with us this evening, helping us with our broadcast, and we really appreciate that. We're still working out a few challenges with the state-of-the-art equipment we've purchased, and we hope by the next homestand we'll have the necessary means to transmit over our Comrex. Here's a swing and a miss. It looked like a safety squeeze was on. In fact, Burke Badenhop threw that pitch as though it would be a pitch out. Larry Infante swung at it. It was way high and outside to protect Travis Schlichting. That was kind of a messed up squeeze, if that's what it was. Larry Infante is the key man in this inning with the infield in for the Whitecaps. Schlichting at third. The 1-2 to Larry. Curve, and he nubs it to first. Schlichting will try to score, and he beats the throw from the first baseman. 1-0 Kernels. Ryan Roberson was in on the grass. Larry Infante bounced it on one hop to shallow first, but Schlichting broke as soon as Larry Infante cracked that pitch with his bat, and Travis slid across the plate. No tag by Dusty Ryan, and it's an RBI for Larry Infante. And the Kernels, getting the ball out of the infield only once, a fly ball out here in the third inning, have taken the lead 1-0. Larry Infante reaches on a fielder's choice. He's credited with an RBI. Now time is called. It's 1-0 Kernels. Boy, Larry Infante stroked it on one bounce to Ryan Roberson. Roberson fired home. Travis Schlichting beat the throw home handily, sliding in feet first. Now Kuhn squares to bunt and takes low. At any rate, Kevin Alexander was reminiscing about the fun times he had back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s with Hall of Fame sportscaster Ron Gonder. Kevin served, I didn't know this, as kind of the chief engineer and producer of Ron Gonder's broadcasts of Hawkeye football. So Kevin Alexander's well-versed in the great tradition of broadcasting Hawkeye football games. Well, before I got here, I've lived here 11 years, but I've heard the names, of course, of Ron Gonder and Bob Brooks. Bob will be with us tomorrow evening. Brooks at bat at 6:10. Frosty Mitchell. Jim Zabel. Everybody had their favorite broadcast team. A nubber to shallow second. Rhymes will feed the shortstop for one. The throw to first, and Kuhn reaches on a fielder's choice. Brad forced Larry Infante 4-6 on a soft grounder to second. It went Rhymes to Hollimon, and then Mike's throw after Infante was forced, not in time to get Brad Kuhn. So Kuhn is at first with 2 out here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 Kernels. Hindley Stacia struck out his first time up swinging. Here's a pitch out, and Kuhn, 5 of 6 in stolen base attempts, is not running. Ball 1. A light breeze continues to blow in from right center field. The sun shining brightly, still affecting the right fielder Matt Joyce for West Michigan. It's not a factor anywhere else on the diamond right now, about 45 minutes into the ball game. Hindley Stacia told us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show that Hindley is a family name. Ground ball through the hole, left side, into left field. Solid single for Hindley Stacia. That ball never got 2 inches off the ground as it scooted through the hole, the left side of the Whitecap infield. Hindley Stacia smacked it hard. You could probably hear it in our crowd microphone. Kuhn stops at second with 2 out, and the batter is Patrick Riley. This West Michigan pitching staff has the 5th lowest ERA in the league, 3.53. So they've gotten good pitching just like the Kernels have in the first week and a half of the season. A roundhouse curveball from the tall right-hander Burke Badenhop is outside. Ball 1 to Patrick Riley, who grounded to short to end the Kernel first inning. There's a pitch in the dirt, blocked by Dusty Ryan to prevent Kuhn and Stacia from moving up. You definitely want to be bundled up this evening because of that wind, but it's certainly still very mild and pleasant by April standards in the Midwest. A line drive into right center, and it's a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Brad Kuhn. On to third goes Hindley Stacia as Cameron Maybin gets it back in, and the Kernels lead it 2-0. Patrick Riley with a big 2-out single as he looped it over the head of the second baseman Rhymes into right center. With 2 out, Kuhn scored easily from second. Hindley Stacia sped to third, and that's RBI number 3 on the year for Patrick Riley, and the Kernels lead it 2-0 here in the third inning. Patrick Riley didn't hit it particularly hard, but he placed it well, dumping it into right center. And now the Kernel hottest hitter, Jordan Renz, who lined a single into center to open the second, he cranks the first pitch foul from Badenhop past Kernel third base coach and manager Bobby Magianis. First and third, 2 gone. Kernels have notched a pair here in the home half of the third inning and lead it 2-0. Jordan is now 9 for his last 15, a throw to first, and Patrick Riley's back safely. Wednesday, April 26th is fast approaching, the 3rd annual Corridor Classic featuring Premier Baseball, the UNI Panthers versus the Iowa Hawkeyes right here at the ballpark. Wednesday, April 26th. Starts at 6:30. A slider just missed low. It's 1-1 to Renz. The theme of this year's event, Kiss a Pig and Fly Away. If you purchase a raffle ticket for $5, you're entered in a drawing for a $4,900 travel voucher to the destination of your choice. And there'll be a Kiss a Pig ceremony prior to the game, the I-380 Corridor Classic, the 3rd annual, right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, Wednesday, April 26th. That will be a lot of fun. The 1-1 to Jordan. Swing and a miss on a sinker. Strike 2 to Renz. You can place your ticket orders by calling us here at the ballpark, 896-7560, 896-7560. Stacia at third, Riley at first, and the 1-2, a throw to first, and Patrick Riley had to dive back in head first ahead of that pickoff attempt by Burke Badenhop. 6'5" right-hander for these Detroit Tiger minor leaguers. There goes the runner, but it matters not as Jordan took a check swing and went around, strike 3 swinging. That's the 4th strikeout for Burke Badenhop. The Kernels strike for a pair in the 3rd on 3 hits. No West Michigan errors, and the Kernels leave our first two stranded this evening. After 3 innings here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, hot dogs are only $1 as they are all season long on Mondays. It's the Kernels on top of the Whitecaps, 2-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
It's unheard of, an industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Keel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Keel Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Keel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Hy-Vee, the most respected and recognized brand name in our entire great state. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees value the vital role professional baseball plays in our community's fabric. Our treasured tradition of affordable, wholesome entertainment that brings families, friends, work colleagues, and customers together for lifelong memories. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support the best thing going in eastern Iowa, the wonder of Kernels baseball.
To the 4th inning we go. The Kernels score a pair on RBIs from Larry Infante and Patrick Riley, 2-0. And Will Rhymes, the 5'9" left-handed hitting second baseman, is at the plate, and ball one low from Kernel right-hander Tommy Mendoza. Will Rhymes, a Tiger 27th round pick last year, corks it on one hop to first. There won't be an easier play this season at the number 3 position for Flint Whipke. He gloves and takes the play himself. He had to take 2 steps to his left to make the unassisted putout of Will Rhymes, who reached on an infield single his first time up. Kernels have turned 2 double plays and lead it 2-0 here in the 4th inning. Matt Joyce cuts on the first delivery and fouls it high above the grandstand roof to the left of home plate. Strike one to Joyce. Matt wrapped out the second in the first inning. Left-handed batter. Swing and a tip foul, and that was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator in right center. Strike two. What a lovely setting we have tonight for baseball with that cloudless blue sky, bright sunshine setting now. The lights have still not been turned on, and that surprises me a bit. 325 down the right field line here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, an 8-foot-high green padded wall, and above it, 10 Tri-Vision billboards. Curve, and that one's ripped into right for a base hit. The pitch came on the outside corner, and Matt Joyce reached out and pulled it to the left of Larry Infante into right field, and the Whitecaps have the tying run at the plate with one out. Here in the 4th inning, that was their 4th hit of the ball game. Cameron Maybin hitting .324, 1 home run, 8 RBIs. This fella is just 19 years old. North Carolina's Gatorade High School Player of the Year last year. Named the second best athlete in the draft by Baseball America. His cousin is Rashad McCants, the former North Carolina Tar Heel basketball star, now with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Maybin drills it into right center for extra bases, all the way to the 390 mark, and Madrigal will cut it off. Cameron Maybin has cut the Kernel lead in half with an RBI triple. He slides into third safely. What an electric player, Cameron Maybin. He lashed it into right center, all the way to the base of the wall, the edge of the warning track at the 390 mark. Matt Joyce scored all the way from first, and Cameron Maybin is the tying run at third with only one out. And he really crushed that pitch from Tommy Mendoza, an 18-year-old versus a 19-year-old, and Cameron Maybin got the best of the Colonel right-hander in that sequence. Now, the Colonel infield will play in at the corners, back up the middle for Justin Justice. He could tie this game. Swing and a miss, a snap throw to third, and Maybin gets backhand first. Ooh, a big cut by Justin Justice. Man, these guys swing hard. It used to be that they taught you to choke up on the bat and try to just meet the ball, but those days are long gone. Now it's go for the pump. A breaking pitch stays high to Justice. Schlichting at third, Whipke at first. They could come home. The Colonel middle infielders stay short, Infante at second. They're playing back, so really all Justin Justice has to do, he lines it to first for the second out of the inning. I was about to say all he has to do is hit the ball on the ground up the middle. Instead, he hit a clothesline, a screaming line drive that was caught at first by Flint Whipke for the second out of the inning. The Colonels get a big break as Justin Justice hit it right on the nose, but right at Flint Whipke at first for the second out of the inning. Ryan Roberson singled to right his first time up. This guy is huge. They list him at 6'5". His first pitch from Tommy is bounced foul outside third, strike one. 2-1 Colonels, tying run at third, 2 gone here in the Whitecap fourth inning. Ryan Roberson, 6'5", 240. And the bat, a two-tone color bat, looks like a toothpick in his hands. Swing and a dribbler foul, and that one caught Brett Martinez somewhere. It rolls to the right of the dirt batting circle. Brett will tough it out, as all those catchers do. And Tommy Mendoza has Ryan Roberson in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Colonel lead has been sliced to a run here in the Whitecap fourth inning. It's 2-1 Colonels. George Washington is in the Atlantic 10 Conference. And they're in Washington, D.C., along with Howard University, American University, Georgetown University. I visited my brother in Washington, D.C. 2 falls ago and saw a lot of those colleges and universities. A breaking pitch high. Now Roberson gets a piece of the 1-2 delivery and fouls it straight back. A new batch of baseballs from the Colonel dugout to the home plate umpire. Both umpires are in gray slacks and navy blue knit tops. Cameron Maybin at third with 2 out. Roberson lines it foul. Look out, that one up onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace where nobody's shaken up. Veterans Memorial Stadium celebrating its 5th year. We still have a hard time believing it because we still call it, and why not, the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Roberson just got a piece of a 1-2 changeup from Tommy Mendoza. Man, this Ryan Roberson has been a tough nut to crack. He is really hung tough at the plate with the tying run at third. Mendoza's working from the stretch. Tommy has his sign, comes set at the letters, and brings it. Curve, and it's a line drive, base hit into left field. That ties the game 2-2. Oh, a hanging curveball from Tommy Mendoza. Ryan Roberson jumped all over it and socked it into left field for a big 2-out, run-scoring, game-tying single. So the Colonel lead of 2-0 did not last long here in the top half of the fourth. What an at-bat for Ryan Roberson. He's 2 for 2. Came in hitting .242. Now Pedro Cotto bounces it to the right side and down to get it Larry Infante. Sidearms to first to retire Cotto and the Whitecaps here in the fourth inning. But West Michigan strikes for a pair. They tie the game 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Colonel errors. The Whitecaps leave a runner. They've stranded 2. The Colonels have been out hit 6-4, and after 3.5 innings, we're tied with the Whitecaps 2 apiece. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Smelly cats, smelly cats.
Will you play
Nigel?
Well, I was just trading places with Phoebe from Friends. She's so funny. She's
Cool. You know, Sierra Mist and TBS have their Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes, where you can really trade places with your favorite characters and win the ultimate sitcom getaway. Yeah, just go to tbs.com to enter. You can win the Friends Ross and Rachel honeymoon trip to Vegas. There's also a trip to see where the Seinfeld gang hung out in New York City, or an Everybody Loves Raymond trip to a golf resort in California.
The Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes. Just watch Friends on TBS and enter at tbs.com. Brought to you by Sierra Mist. It's that refreshing. No purchase necessary. Internet access required. Subject to official rules at tbs.com. Open to legal residents of the continental U.S. 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Ends 5/16/06.
Madrigal will lead off for the Kernels in the bottom of the fourth. 2-2 the score. 2 in the third for the Kernels, 2 in the top of the fourth for these Whitecaps. And Warner swings at a pitch over his head, a fastball, strike one. Halo happenings, results from around the Los Angeles Angel organization. A curve is lifted to the left side, a foul ball, and it's the catcher making a terrific running catch and then plopping into the net to the left of the batting circle, the on-deck circle of the Whitecaps, and Dusty Ryan made a fabulous catch on that foul pop off the bat of Warner Madrigal. One gone here in the Kernel fourth inning. Dusty Ryan had to sprint to his left and to the home plate side of the Whitecap dugout, reached fully extended with his glove pointed toward the sky and made a very fine play on a pop foul. Now Dusty Ryan chases a pop foul off the bat of Flint Whipkey toward the Colonel's first base dugout. That one lands on top of the dugout, strike one. Flint struck out to end the Colonel's second inning. Former Colonel John Lackey was the winner yesterday in Baltimore. He allowed 2 runs on 6 hits over 8 innings in the Angels' 9-3 drubbing of the Orioles. Salt Lake lost 7-4 to Portland as a pitch is outside to Whipkey. Former Colonel All-Star second baseman Howie Kendrick had 2 hits. Dallas McPherson, Nick Gourneau drove in runs. A ground ball to third on one hop, and Whipkey is thrown out by Mark Haskey. 2 gone here in the Colonel fourth inning. 2-2 the score. Former Colonel lefty Joe Saunders, an Angel first-round pick from a couple of years back, took the loss for AAA Salt Lake. Arkansas, they fell to 6-4 on the year as they were shaded by Tulsa 7-6. Former Colonel right-hander Jesse Smith in 5 innings gave up 5 runs on 9 hits. There's an Uncle Charlie Lowe, ball 1 to Travis Schlichting. Mike Elward went 2 for 4 and drove in a pair of runs for the AA Arkansas team. Matt Brown scored 3 runs. He went 3 for 5, both former Colonels. Strike 1 to Schlichting. It's 1-1. Travis reached on an infield single up the third baseline his first time up. He stole second and scored in the Colonel 2-run third inning. Swing and a miss by Travis as Burke Badenhop is trying to retire the Colonels in order here in the fourth inning. Rancho Cucamonga lost to Lancaster yesterday, 7-5. A slow roller pulled to third, charged by Haskey, and he throws in time to get Travis Schlichting. Travis pulled an outside pitch weakly to third, and he was a goner, 5-3. The Colonels go in order for the first time since the first inning. In that Rancho Cucamonga game in the Cal League, Michael Collins and Matt Pauley drove in runs, but Carl Jelena, he gave up 7 runs in 5 innings on 11 hits. Halo happenings, results from around the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim organization. Through 4 here at the ballpark, it's the Kernels 2 and the Whitecaps 2. and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Sylvia, you know that cruise you've always wanted?
Yeah?
Well, there it is.
That would be our house, Bob. Are you feeling all right, dear?
Well, this is so cool. Guarantee Bank will let us use the equity in our home to do just about anything we want. College tuition, a room addition, a cruise, and best of all, the interest may be tax deductible. Now, do you see it? Oh, the sun, the waves, the tropical breezes.
Oh, now I see it. It's a convertible. The sun on my face, the wind in my hair.
See your Guarantee Banker in Cedar Rapids, Marion, or Hiawatha, and use the equity in your home to do whatever you want, even if it's just to get out of the house.
The feel of the road, the roar of the engine.
The roar of the...
Hey, it's my kind of life. Keep your hands off my Porsche, Bobby boy.
Guarantee Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Consult your tax advisor for interest deductibility. Some restrictions apply.
If you're looking to enhance your property's appearance, function, or value, make the experts at King's Materials your most reliable teammate. Retaining walls? You bet. Custom patios? Bingo. Walkways and steps? King's Material says yes. King's Material has all the brick, concrete, and stone elements to make your landscaping, masonry, and architectural projects become a reality. To view the astonishing array of beautiful and innovative products King's Material can bring to your home, yard, or business, visit King's online at kingsmaterial.com.
Dusty Ryan lashed a single into center, leading off the Whitecap third, but was erased in a double play. The tall catcher looks at the first pitch from Tommy Mendoza downstairs, ball one. 2-2 our score, top of the fifth inning. And ball two is low to the 6'4", 220-pound right-handed hitting catcher who played 75 games for West Michigan last year, Dusty Ryan. He had a healthy cut and fouled it straight into the screen, strike one. Ryan, in 75 games with the Whitecaps last year, hit just 183 with 4 homers, 21 RBIs. He's hitting .353 in 5 games this season. No home runs, no RBIs. Another fastball and another foul straight back. Tommy Mendoza challenging these hitters, coming off his 6 innings of shutout ball here at home Tuesday against Peoria, Kernel's 6-0 win. We're even at 2 apiece here in the top of the fifth inning, the game exactly 1 hour in length. And Uncle Charlie just high. Kernels wanted the call, didn't get it from the plate umpire, and the count full now to Dusty Ryan out of Merced Junior College in California. Tall, lanky right-handed hitter. A towering pop-up to short. Hindley Stacia doesn't have to move a step, and he tucks it away for the first out of the fifth inning. Tommy Mendoza has not walked a batter. Ryan pops to short. One gone in the Whitecap fifth. And 2-2 our score. Remember, we'll have a Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question for you to have some fun with in the top of the sixth inning, so get ready for that. A $5 gift certificate to the winner of our Springhouse trivia question. Travis Schlichting at third, playing 15 feet off the line. For Mark Haskey, a bouncer to first. Flint Whipke down on one knee to trap it, and then he underhands to Mendoza covering. That was only about a 10-foot underhand toss by Whipke to Mendoza to retire Mark Haskey, who's 0-for-2. The play went 3-1. To the top of the order we go, and Mike Hollimon. Hollimon is met with frustration facing the Kernel right-hander so far tonight. He's struck out looking twice. Quickly 2 away here in the Whitecap fifth inning. A line shot into the right and a running effort by Madrigal. He dives, cannot get it. Warner picks it up with the bare hand, heaves it back into the cutoff man to prevent Hollimon from going to third. Mike Hollimon has roped a double just out of the reach of Warner Madrigal. Warner broke quickly to his left. Might have gotten a piece of it, but could not make the catch, and it's the 7th hit of the evening for the Whitecaps. They have the go-ahead run at second with 2 out here in the top of the fifth inning. That's the first double of the season for Mike Hollimon. Tremendous effort by Warner in left or right field as he scooted to his right, fully extended himself, or scooted to his left, rather, toward the line, fully extended himself, dove, but could not come up with it. Now Will Rhymes, 1 for 2 tonight, bats. And the first pitch is high and away, a breaking ball from Tommy Mendoza. Mike Hollimon's at second base as the go-ahead run. Now the lights are on here at the ballpark. And a fastball, letter high, and it's muscled foul in the air over the grass slope seating berm down the left field line. What a beautiful, beautiful evening we have. 400 feet to dead center. And beyond the center field wall, some of the trees are budding. We didn't see that last week, but we can see that kind of frog green color. Not quite a lime green, but a bright green as the trees are starting to bud here in the City of Five Seasons. Ball 2 in the dirt to Rhymes. Ground ball off the mound, up the middle, a base hit. Rounding third is Mike Hollimon, and no throw home. The Whitecaps lead it here in the 5th inning, 3-2. Will Rhymes with his second hit of the game. Chopped it off the mound to the left of Stacia, the shortstop, up the middle into center. Good play by Brad Kuhn to not throw home. Mike Hollimon with 2 outs scored standing up. And the Whitecaps have erased a Kernel 2-0 lead. They now lead it here in the 5th inning, 3-2. And 2 of the 3 West Michigan runs have been driven in with 2 out. Tommy Mendoza has surrendered 8 hits. He's been a little more of a thrower tonight than he has a pitcher, and that is not a criticism. Tommy hasn't walked a batter. He's throwing strikes, but he just hasn't mixed his pitches up quite as effectively as he did in his last start here at home, nor has he had command of his curveball. With that said, though, he's kept the Kernels right in the game. Ball 1 downstairs to Matt Joyce, who singled and scored his last time up. A changeup at the knees for a strike to the left-handed batter, Matt Joyce. Hitting 167 with a home run and 8 RBIs. Joyce is 21 years old, slightly open stance. Strike 2 on the outside corner from Mendoza. Tommy has struck out 3 Whitecaps, walked none, hit none. Recorded 2 double plays, but given up 3 runs on 8 hits. Runner at first with 2 away. And there's a curveball in the dirt for ball 2. Now the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, runner at first. 3-2 Whitecaps, top of the 5th inning. Rhymes at first is not going. And a ground ball foul pass first into the right field corner. That would have scored another run, but it was foul by inches off the bat of Matt Joyce. We'll be checking scores from night games a little bit later this evening. We don't turn our computer on because that interferes with our clear transmission on our Marty, and the batter, indeed, Joyce did break his bat. But we can tell you earlier this morning and this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Patriots Day game at Fenway Park to celebrate the Boston Marathon, and the Red Sox edged Seattle 7-6. Tonight, or this afternoon rather, at Jacobs Field, Cleveland stomped the Tigers 10-2. Everything else tonight, just 2 more games in the American League. A foul straight back, and the count remains 2-2 to Matt Joyce. Our parent club, the Angels, are at Camden Yards to take on the Orioles tonight, and it's the Royals visiting U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago. Short lead at first by Will Rhymes, and a tapper to the right side. Larry Infante's been a busy guy. He flings it to first to get the batter, Matt Joyce, and that does it for the Whitecaps in their 5th, but they score 1 run to take the lead. They scored the 1 run with 2 outs on 2 hits, no Kernel errors, and 1 left, the 3rd of the night by the Whitecaps. After 4.5, the Kernels now trail West Michigan 3-2, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
If your spring cleaning plans include throwing out household furniture items, be sure to follow the instructions on the orange bulky item collection flyer you received in the mail. Up to 4 items, such as couches, mattresses, and box springs, dressers, wooden desks, and bookshelves, would be picked up by city crews. However, appliances, TVs, computer components, and scrap metal will not be collected. Your orange flyer will tell you where to dispose of such prohibited items. Thanks for using your orange flyer as your spring cleanup resource.
As we told you, has a wide selection of plants, flowers, landscaping needs. They welcome you to celebrate some of the many specials they'll have this spring and summer, their 50th year in business at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. You can also visit them online at pecksflorist.com. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop, proud to support wholesome, affordable family entertainment here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And dumping the first pitch of the 5th inning into shallow left center for a leadoff single is Brett Martinez. Brett Martinez has the 5th Kernel hit of this game. And after the Whitecaps took the lead in the top half of the 5th, the Kernels have the tying run at first with nobody out. Larry Infante drove in the first run of this game in the Kernel 2-run 3rd inning. Larry, a switch hitter, does not wear batting gloves, and he is donning a long-sleeve red shirt underneath his Kernel white home jersey. Burke Badenhop misses high for ball 1. 3-2 Whitecaps, and in a few steps on the grass at third is Mark Haskey, and in from shortstop to have a word with Burke Badenhop, the 6'5" right-hander, is Mike Hollimon. Man, the Whitecaps have a couple of very pint-sized infielders. Mark Haskey and Will Rhymes are very short. The runner goes, a ground ball to first, and big Ryan Roberson looks to second, but no play there because Martinez was running, and Larry Infante does his job. He put the ball in play, pulled it on the ground. He's out unassisted by the first baseman, but the Kernels have the tying run at second with only 1 out here in the 5th inning. That's very sound fundamental baseball from Larry Infante. Martinez was going, and as a result, there was no play at second for Ryan Roberson. Now a Brad Kuhn base hit could tie this game in the 5th inning. Fastball is up and away, ball 1 to the left-handed batter, Brad Kuhn. In the National League tonight, the Pirates are hosting the Cardinals, a big series at Shea between the Braves and the Mets. It's the Marlins and Reds in the Queen City. Fastball, ball 2 high to Brad Kuhn. The Brewers and Astros play at Minute Maid Park. In Denver, the Rockies host the Padres. It's the Giants and Diamondbacks at Bank One Ballpark. And you Cub fans will be staying up late because the Cubbies are playing the Dodgers on the West Coast. We'll have scores later on this evening when we're sure that the computer does not affect our transmission. Ball 3 outside to Brad Kuhn. Burke Badenhop has not walked a batter, but he's behind the Kernel leadoff man, and there's a strike on the outside corner. As I said at the top of the broadcast, Brad Kuhn accompanied us to Hiawatha Elementary School for a pair of assemblies to tout the 8th annual Toyota Financial Services Gazette Summer Reading Program. There's strike 2 on the outside corner to Brad. And the kids at Hiawatha were very, very pumped up and excited to get their reading scorecards. Tomorrow we'll go to Atkins and Norway. Full count pitches wrapped up the middle into center for a base hit. Martinez will try to score. The throw from Maybin, not in time. Down to second, Brad Kuhn, and the Kernels have tied it here in the fifth inning, 3-3. Brad Kuhn wrapped it up the middle on the ground into center. Cameron Maybin came up throwing, too late to the plate. An RBI, the fourth of the year for Brad Kuhn, and then he just kept running as Maybin's throw went to the plate. Martinez beat it easily to make it a 3-3 game, and Brad Kuhn's in scoring position for Heinle Statia. We're tied now in the fifth inning, 3-3. Statia all just low for ball one. On a 3-2 pitch, Brad Kuhn grounded it through the box for an RBI single. Cameron Maybin took a shot at Brett Martinez. He unloaded his throw from shallow center, but it was late to Dusty Ryan, who had no tag of Brett Martinez. Now Statia, switch hitter batting left, takes strike one called on the outside corner. 59 degrees our temperature, and a rather brisk breeze still blowing in from right center. Kuhn, a big lead at second. The shortstop dances in behind Brad, and that prompts a look, and then a turn and a look back at the bag by Burke Badenhop, the Whitecap right-hander. Badenhop wears his blue socks up high. The Whitecaps have dark blue socks, dark blue caps, gray road uniforms. Here's a throw to second, and Kuhn dives back in, hand first. Outfield with the wind blowing in, playing Heinle Statia very shallow. Big gap in right center for the Colonel shortstop. Uh-oh, they have Kuhn leading. They throw back, and Brad is out. Brad Kuhn looked like he was going to try to steal third, and he's picked off. And I believe it went 1-6. Pitcher to shortstop, and the go-ahead run is wiped out as Brad Kuhn was guessing. He was leaning, and he was picked off by Burke Badenhop. Now a ground ball to the right side, backhanded by the first baseman. He throws to first, and just in time to get Heinle Statia. Ryan Roberson kicked it. It rolled about 10 feet to his right, but he barehanded it in time, picked it up and threw in time. It went 3-1 to retire Heinle Statia. One run in the fifth for the Kernels on two hits. No Whitecap errors. The Kernels have a man picked off and left the bases empty. A seesaw battle as we go to the top of the sixth in the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. As we go to the sixth, Kernels 3, West Michigan 3, and you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ear, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a chicken mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Cameron Maybin, who tripled his last time up, is the cleanup batter for the Whitecaps, and ball one is in the dirt from Tommy Mendoza. The Kernels have a right-hander up in their bullpen in this 3-3 contest. And the right-hander is Jim West. Jim West warming up in the Colonel bullpen. Maybin corks it on the ground to second. It has a lot of English on it, but the spin doesn't affect Larry Infante. Larry on to first, one out here in the top of the sixth inning. Tommy Mendoza made a very good pitch in on the hands of Cameron Maybin, the highly touted Detroit prospect. One away for Justin Justice. If you've been a winner of our Springhouse Trivia question already this spring, way to go. You can certainly play along wherever you're tuned in tonight, but please don't call in, as we want new winners every Colonel home game. First pitch swinging, Justin Justice, a left-handed batter, pops it off to the left foul, strike one. The number you'll be calling at the end of this Whitecaps sixth inning is 896-7615. Excuse me, 896-7589. 896-7589. That's the number you'll call. A worm burner to short, charged by Stacia. It rolls up his arm, and that'll be an error on Heinley Stacia. Justin Justice reaches as Heinley had to charge that ball that was rolling on the grass, and it just rolled right up his left arm. And then Heinley couldn't recover in time to make a throw. So the go-ahead run aboard on a Colonel error, their first of the night. The Springhouse invites you tomorrow evening for a spaghetti and meatball all-you-can-eat feast for just $5.20. That's an all-you-can-eat spaghetti and meatball supper tomorrow, $5.20. Man, you can't beat that, can you? At the Springhouse Family Restaurant, all-you-can-eat spaghetti and meatballs tomorrow, $5.20. A high, lazy fly into shallow right, and it drops. A throw to second, that runner out, as Madrigal and Infante did not communicate well at all. The Kernels get a lucky break as it fell off the glove of Larry Infante. He picked it up in shallow right off the grass and threw to the shortstop, and the Kernels, despite botching that pop-up, do record a force out of Justin Justice. That was sloppy baseball by the Kernels. Ryan Roberson reaches on a fielder's choice as the ball was muffed by Larry Infante. I thought Madrigal would have called him off, but he didn't. So a runner at first, two out, and Pedro Cotto takes a strike. He's 0 for 2. 3-3, we're in the top of the sixth. Our Springhouse Trivia question, and please remember, call after the Whitecaps are retired here in the sixth inning so that I can answer the phone. There goes the runner. Pitch high and away. Throw to second. Not in time. A stolen base for big Ryan Roberson, and he stole it off the Colonel pitcher, Tommy Mendoza. He got a big jump, and now West Michigan has the go-ahead run at second, 1-1 on Pedro Cotto. We'll get to that Springhouse question here in just a moment. A stolen base for Roberson, and now a ground ball foul into the Colonel bullpen. Strike two on Pedro Cotto. Name two of the three teams Jim Leland managed before taking the reins of the Tigers this year. Name two of the three teams Jim Leland managed before taking the reins of the Tigers this year. You'll be calling 896-7589, 896-7589, when this half inning ends. A broken bat roller past first foul. The count remains 1-2, and back to the bat rack goes Pedro Cotto. Our Springhouse Trivia question. Name two of the three teams Jim Leland managed before taking the reins of Detroit this year. And you'll be calling us at 896-7589 when the inning ends. Remember, you'll call when this inning ends. Back to the plate is Pedro Cotto, runner at second. Ryan Roberson, he's the go-ahead run with Jim West warming up in the Colonel right field bullpen. Can Tommy get Cotto to keep it a tie game? Yes, swing and a miss. Tommy Mendoza fans Pedro Cotto to keep it a tie game. In the sixth, no runs for the Whitecaps, no hits, one Colonel error, a stolen base. West Michigan leaves a runner aboard. as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Now we're taking your calls at 896-7589 for the Springhouse trivia question. Kernels 3, Whitecaps 3. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Springtime. That time of year when your heating system still runs some, but it's also a time when your air conditioning can be running too. Who do you call when either of them fail? Never fear, the A-Team is near. The A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can inspect and ensure that your heating and cooling system is ready to go when you need it. 24 hours a day, call them the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. Call 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Canon. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems Advanced Life Support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Hit it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
This is for the 21st century with Advanced Systems. When it's important to you, coffee works, let your work shine through. Quality coffee, we do it for less. Don't settle for second best. Coffee works, computer center, coffee works. We do it better when you think of coffee. Think of coffee works. Coffee works, coffee works.
3-3 score as we go to the home half of the sixth inning. It looks like Tommy Mendoza has reached his pitch limit. Jim West is warming up in the Kernel bullpen. Tommy gave up in 6 innings 3 runs on 8 hits. The Kernel right-hander struck out 4 and walked none. Patrick Riley, representing the heart of the Kernel order, is first up here in the bottom of the sixth. And yes, we have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Family Restaurant trivia question. The 0-1 to Patrick. Swing and a miss on a tailing fastball, strike 2. Jared Aarons. Jared Aarons, AA-RONS from Ashton Place Northeast. Congratulations, Jared. You've won the $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. A change-up outside to Patrick Riley. Jared is a dynamic, very hard-working, talented young sportsman on KGAN, and he does a great job of covering the Kernels. Swinging a foul into the screen by Patrick Riley to stay alive at 1-2. We asked you this evening on the Springhouse trivia question to name 2 of the 3 teams Jim Leland managed before taking over Detroit this year, and Jared Aarons fingered the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Florida Marlins. Strike 3 called. A change-up gets Patrick Riley looking for the first out here in the Kernel 6th inning. Yes, 11 great years with the Pirates for Jimmy Leland. Guided Pittsburgh to 3 straight NL East division crowns in 90, 91, and 92. That was with guys like Andy Van Slyke, Barry Bonds, Mike LaValliere. Can't remember that great little second baseman they had, but Doug Drabeck was on the pitching staff. Ball 1 is low, and now a strike on the outside edge to Jordan Renz. And then, of course, Jimmy Leland achieved the ultimate with the Florida Marlins in 97. They were a wild card team, and they won it all. Curve inside to Renz, ball 2. And then Jimmy Leland had one discouraging year in 99. He went to Colorado. He did not like managing. He soured on it. And he got out of it for 6 years. Swing and a miss by Jordan, strike 2. Jimmy Leland wound up scouting for the Cardinals for 6 seasons, and now he's back where he should be, managing in the big leagues with the Tigers. Congratulations, Jared Aarons. You've earned yourself a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. Change up low, and it's a full count to Renz. The Whitecaps are starting to get a right-hander loose in their bullpen. And as I said, it looks like Jim West will take over for the Kernels in the 7th inning. What will the score be? Right now it's 3-3. Renz swings hard and got a piece of it, but fouls it into the mid of the catcher, Dusty Ryan. And that strikeout for Burke Badenhop is his sixth of the game. 6 strikeouts for Burke Badenhop. We're tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the batter is Warner Madrigal. Ball 1 low. The right-hander up in that West Michigan left field bullpen is Anthony Claggett. Warner steps into a fastball and swings and misses, strike 1. Jim West is warming up for the Kernels, and he'll take over in the 7th inning. At least I think he will, for Tommy Mendoza. A high, lazy fly ball lifted into right center, and on the run, coming in now with the wind holding it up, is Cameron Maybin. He puts it away to end the Kernels' 6th inning. Down in order go the Kernels, and after 6, it's still a 3-3 ball game, Kernels and Whitecaps. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kill Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kill Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykill.com. Randy Kill Honda, where they treat you right.
Who's that guy touting Randy Kiel Honda? That's Kevin Alexander, and he's with us in the booth tonight, helping us engineer and produce this broadcast. And I can second Kevin's testimonial about Randy Kiel Honda. I'm a proud owner of a 2004 Honda Element, and I can see why now people swear by Randy Kiel Honda. Swear by, not swear at, and they are the best there on Center Point Road. A U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Tommy Mendoza goes 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, struck out 4, walked none. And Jim West will face Dusty Ryan, the number 8 hitter in the Whitecap order, here in the 7th inning. No, all kidding aside, Paul and Randy himself, they've just treated me so well ever since I decided to spice up my driving life with that beautiful 2004 Honda Element from Randy Kiel Honda. Swing and a miss on a 1-0 pitch by Big Dusty Ryan. Jim West is working for the 4th time out of the Kernel bullpen. 0-1, 5.40 ERA. Jim has allowed 2 runs on 3 hits and 3 1/3. Struck out 3, walked 2. He's on in relief for Tommy Mendoza, and he skips a change up in the dirt for ball 2. You know, one thing I really like about Randy Kiel Honda, among many, is when I go in for my oil changes and services, the garage is immaculate. You could eat your supper off their garage floor. That says a lot about a place, doesn't it? And the pride they take in what they do. Ball 3 is low to Dusty Ryan. Jim West may be a little bit rusty. He worked Thursday night in Appleton. Fastball, and that one's fouled off to the right. It's a full count now to Dusty Ryan. Dusty is singled and popped to short. Tommy Mendoza will not figure in tonight's decision. And it looks like the Whitecaps are going to lift their starter, Burke Badenhop. Ball 4 is high above the letters, and Dusty Ryan draws the first walk of the evening for either team. That's the first walk issued by either side tonight. Again, the final line for Colonel 18-year-old starter Tommy Mendoza. 6 innings pitched. He allowed 3 runs on 8 hits, struck out 4, walked none. Let's see if Mark Haskey is bunting here from his number 9 position. A throw to first by Jim West. No tag by Flint Whipkey. Jim West, 21 years old, from Chandler Gilbert Community College in Arizona. On in relief here in the 7th inning in a 2-2 contest. And a strike called as the batter, Mark Haskey, peers back in disbelief at the plate umpire. Haskey's not a big guy. In fact, they list Mark at 5'10", 165. He's from the University of Cincinnati. Throw to first, and Dusty Ryan backhand first. Looks like the Whitecaps will be going to their bullpen in the bottom of the 7th inning. Haskey, will he be bunting? Jim West steps off. And out to the mound, Brett Martinez. The right-hander in that Whitecap bullpen is Anthony Claggett. Burke Badenhop went 6 innings tonight. He gave the Kernels 3 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 6 and he walked none. A pitch out. The runner goes. The throw to second, and they have the runner in a rundown. Stashik throws it to Whipkey. Flint tosses to second baseman Infante. Runner safe! Safe! Oh, Larry Infante tried to tag Dusty Ryan, and this inning has turned around. The Kernels botch a rundown. Oh, they had the runner, Dusty Ryan, even 10 feet from second base. Larry Infante just couldn't get down low enough to make the tag. And it's a stolen base of all things for Dusty Ryan. How about that? What a revolting turn of events as the Kernels now have the go-ahead run at second. Nobody out, or well, the Whitecaps have the go-ahead run at second. Nobody out. Ball 2 inside to Mark Haskey. I'll be darned. We had the runner picked off and let him free. The rundown looked good until Larry Infante took a high throw from Flint Whipkey, but he just couldn't get down. Somehow Dusty Ryan crawled, burrowed, snaked his way to second base without being tagged, and he steals second base. That turns this whole inning completely on its ear. Now a bouncer to first. Whipkey's only play is at first. Tying run at third as Flint retires Mark Haskey. A walk, a stolen base, and a ground ball out to first, unassisted Flint Whipkey, and Mike Hollimon has a golden chance to put West Michigan ahead here in the 7th inning. Brother. You've got to get those guys in rundowns, and we just couldn't do it because of some elusive base running by big Dusty Ryan. Colonel infield in for the play at the plate. West fires low, ball 1, a fastball. And the Whitecaps have the go-ahead run at third with only 1 out in this 3-3 game in the top of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss as Jim West fooled the leadoff batter Mike Hollimon with a changeup. Oh, could Jim West sure use a strikeout or pop-up here. Colonel infield in for the play at the plate. Ball 2 is downstairs. We're tied at 3 with Matt Walbeck standing very near his runner at third, Dusty Ryan. Top of the 7th inning. Jim West comes set and delivers. A pop foul off to the left evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The The bases should be empty with 2 out, but we just could not execute that rundown play. And as a result, the Whitecaps are knocking on the door to take the lead back. But Jim West has 2 strikes on the leadoff batter. With the infield in, the 2-2. Let up, swing, and a tip foul, strike 3. Jim West strikes out Mike Hollimon on a change of speed. Huge strikeout for the Colonel right-hander. Runner at third, 2 out. Infield will go back to normal depth for Will Rhymes. Oh, was that a big, big strikeout by the Colonel right-hander to keep the tying run at third. Now the 5'7" left-handed hitting Will Rhymes at the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, strike 1 called. Boy, could Jim West ever give the Kernels a much-needed boost here in this inning. If he can get Will Rhymes. Foul straight back here, strike 2 on Rhymes, who has 2 hits tonight, 2 for 3, including a run-scoring single. Travis Schlichting is playing well off the line at third base. Will West come right after the batter? And a changeup wasted outside, ball 1. If the Kernels can get out of this 2-out jam with the score still tied at 3, they will have momentum in this ball game. Rhymes just gets a piece of one and fouls it away straight back. That was another changeup from Jim West. On in relief of starter Tommy Mendoza here in the top of the 7th inning, a walk. And then the Kernels had Dusty Ryan on a pitch out, but he squirmed out of the reach of Larry Infante to steal second. Ball 2 outside. He went to third on a bouncer to first baseman Flint Whipke. Mike Hollimon, the leadoff batter, struck out swinging, and now it's 2-2 to the left-handed batter, Will Rhymes. Swinging a foul, laced straight back into the screen again. Rhymes is proven to be a tough out. He steps out as Jim West is given a new baseball. Anthony Claggett has put a jacket on in the Whitecap left field bullpen, and he will, it looks at least, take over for Burke Badenhop, the Whitecap starter, in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're tied at 3 here in the top half of the inning. Jim West comes set at the belt. Another 2-2. Served into center field for a base hit. I'll be darned. A 2-2 pitch and another 2-out RBI for the Whitecaps. Will Rhymes, his 3rd hit of the night, makes it a 4-3 West Michigan lead. A walk and a unsuccessful rundown play cost the Kernels a run here in the 7th inning. I'll be darned. Will Rhymes, the smallest guy on the field, has his 2nd RBI, his 3rd hit of the night, and West Michigan enjoys a lead of 4-3. And here's a mercy heart-to-heart visit to the mound by Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what risk of heart disease is in your life with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient, and it could save your life. A $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. Call at 398-6821. That's 398-6821. Well, this is more than just a heart-to-heart talk. It looks like that Jim West could be injured. Jim West is being lifted from this game, and we're going to have a protracted delay as Jim West is looking at his right elbow. He's accompanied off the diamond by Eric Munson, the Colonel trainer. So let's see what Colonel right-hander, I believe Tim Madison, will have as much time as he needs. Yes, he will. Tim Madison takes over on the hill for the Kernels. This call to the Colonel bullpen is sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Jim West, 2/3 of an inning pitched, allows 1 run on 1 hit. West struck out 1. Jim walked 1. And Tim Madison will answer this U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. Well, let's remind you about the fun here on Wednesday night. Game 3 of this 4-game series with the Detroit Tiger minor leaguers. It's a Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesday. And listen to what will happen if you're among the first 750 to come through the gates this Wednesday evening. You'll receive an envelope from Fairfax State Savings Bank. In that envelope will be cash, cold, hard greenbacks. Anything from $1 to a $100 bill will be yours this Wednesday and every Wednesday. Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesdays. As Tim Madison is given as much time as he needs to warm up, in fact, he's tossing from behind the mound to Brett Martinez. Let's tell you about our baseball fun fact. It was 59 years ago this past weekend that Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier when he appeared for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And he had a sensational rookie year. The Rookie of the Year award's named after Jackie Robinson. In fact, we'll talk to Bob Brooks on Brooks at Bat tomorrow evening here at 6:10 about Jackie Robinson. I remember Bob telling us last year during a play-by-play of a game that he covered Jackie Robinson's first visit to Wrigley Field in Chicago, so we'll hear about that. Our baseball fun fact, however, shines the spotlight on the first African-American black player in the American League, signed by Bill Veeck, Larry Doby. Bill Veeck gave Larry Doby one piece of advice in July of 1947. Quote, they play with a little white ball and a stick of wood up here in the big leagues, just like they did in your league, the Negro Leagues, where Larry Doby played for the Newark Eagles in the Negro League. Now, after breaking the color barrier in the American League in 1947, Larry Doby played with the Patterson Panthers, Patterson, New Jersey, of the American Basketball League, and he became the first black player in that basketball league. 32 years later, Larry Doby was named Director of Community Relations with the New Jersey Nets of the NBA, and Larry held that position through the 1980s. In 1978, Larry Doby, named by who else? Bill Veeck, the man who signed him. Larry Doby was named manager of the Chicago White Sox. He was the second black manager in big league baseball, and it was only another Robinson, not Jackie, but Frank Robinson, who preceded Larry Doby as a black manager in the big leagues. And our final fun fact about Larry Doby, the first black player in the American League, he said that he was segregated in spring training out in Arizona for 10 of the 13 years he was in the big leagues. Through the spring of 1959, Larry Doby still had to suffer through segregated accommodations in spring training out in Arizona. That's our baseball fun fact here in the top of the 7th inning. The Whitecaps lead the Kernels 4-3. Tim Madison is taken over on the hill. Tim has been nothing short of sensational since he joined the ball club just a week or so ago. He's 1-1, has 2 saves, and Madison in 6 1/3 innings, or 5 1/3 innings, has given up no runs on 3 hits. Tim has struck out 6 and 5 1/3, walked a pair. Tim Madison saved the Colonel 4-2 win up in Appleton on Thursday night. Or Friday night, rather. That was Friday night. So our heartfelt condolences and hope that Jim West can recover quickly. Jim had to leave this game with what appeared to be an ailing right elbow. And Tim Madison has been given all the time he needs to succeed. Jim West on the mound. West was within a strike of getting out of this 7th inning unscathed and keeping it a 3-3 game, but Will Rhymes, 5'7" tall, served a base hit blooper into center to plate Dusty Ryan how did Ryan start the inning? He walked. He should have been erased on a pitch out, but the Kernels botched a rundown between first and second, and that ultimately proved very costly to the Kernels as Dusty Ryan scored on the 2-out single by the Whitecaps second baseman, Will Rhymes. So it's Tim Madison here in the 7th inning with a runner at first and 2 gone, the batter Matt Joyce. Well, Anthony Claggett was all warmed up and ready to go in the Whitecap left field bullpen. Now he's taken his jacket off and he's having to reheat it up because he's been standing out there quite a long time. Matt Joyce, the first man to face Tim Madison. Throw to first and diving back safely, Rhymes. Well, we told you earlier this evening that size doesn't matter in baseball. Rhymes is by far the smallest man on the diamond, but he's had the biggest impact with 2 RBI singles and 3 hits. He's not running. Ball 1 low from Tim Madison to Matt Joyce. Joyce is 1 for 3 for the Whitecaps, who about hit the Kernels 9-6. And West Michigan leading it here in the 7th, 4-3. There goes the runner, a pitch, ball outside, the throw to second, not in time. It's a stolen base for Will Rhymes, his 3rd of the year. So he continues to be a big, big problem for the Kernels, does the 5'7" fireball Will Rhymes. The throw from Brett Martinez was good but late, and Heinle Statia's tag not in time to get Rhymes. Meanwhile, the pitch was ruled a ball outside. It looked pretty good from here. Matt Joyce takes a strike on the outside corner. Well, let's see if Tim Madison can keep it a 1-run game. No, Larry Doby didn't have the social impact or the fanfare that Jackie Robinson had as the first black player, but Larry Doby was equally as important to baseball as Jackie Robinson. 2-1 pitch is hammered foul off the end of the bat, up into the third base suites. Down below it goes, and a youngster's earned a lifetime honorary Colonel contract and a free spaghetti dinner from Zio Giano's. One of our hosts or ushers is about to dispense that award. At least he should be. There he goes. Curve and a deep drive down the line and right. Extra bases. It's a 5-3 lead for the Whitecaps as Rhymes comes home to roost. Rounding second, heading for third, Matt Joyce. Throw there, he is out to end the inning. Matt Joyce doubles home another big run here in the West Michigan 7th inning. And he's thrown out at third. The relay went Madrigal to Statia to Schlichting, and Joyce was out by quite a bit. The play went 9-6-5. But West Michigan strikes for 2 runs in the 7th on 2 base hits. No Colonel errors, but a big misplay. And nobody left for the Whitecaps. And after 6.5 innings, West Michigan enjoys a 2-run lead, 5-3 over the Kernels. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Step up to the plate this summer and nominate your favorite Cedar Rapids Colonel for the Rockwell Collins Fans' Choice Award. Every time you catch a Colonels game, fill out a Fans' Choice ballot to recognize the efforts of your favorite ball players. Then drop the ballot in the designated box at the souvenir stand. During the season's final homestand, Rockwell Collins will present the Fans' Choice Trophy to the player with the most votes and make a donation to that player's favorite charity. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Colonels, teammates working for a better community.
You've worked hard, and you're finally your own boss. As a business owner, you may not want to hear the word liability, but it comes with the territory. Smart business owners protect their investments with a business owner's policy from Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha. Neighbor Insurance Services can show you how to secure the right amount of protection for your business at affordable rates. Your business is important. See Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha for business owners insurance.
Flint Whipkey will try to get the Kernels back on the comeback trail as we entered the bottom of the 7th, 5-3 Whitecaps, and we do indeed have a new pitcher for West Michigan, Anthony Claggett, Claggert, strike one to Flint Whipkey. Burke Badenhop could win this game. He cannot lose it. Flint flares the next pitch foul over the screen, strike two from Anthony Claggett. Burke Badenhop, the starter for the Whitecaps, 6 innings pitched. He gave the Kernels 3 runs on 6 hits, fanned 6, walked none. It was a leadoff walk that spelled doom for the Kernels in the top of this 7th inning. Yet we still had a chance to get out of it, but could not execute on a rundown play. Those little things will usually win you a ball game or lose you a ball game. Breaking pitch high, and it's 2-2 to Whipkey. Anthony Claggett, 6'2", 185, out of Cal Riverside, an 11th round Tiger pick last year. 7 saves with Oneonta. Strike 3 called from the right-hander. That was a slider, and it's 1 gone here in the Kernel 7th inning. Travis Schlichting has reached on an infield single, stole second and scored, and bounced out to third. Justin Justice playing shallow in left field. And Travis cues the first pitch foul off the end of his bat down the first baseline, strike one. Kernels have been out hit 10-6 and are down by a pair here in the home half of the 7th, 5-3. It'll take a comeback if the Kernels are going to keep their winning streak intact. It stands at 5 straight games. Schlichting, a right-handed batter with a wide stance and an open stance. Hits it a mile high into straightaway center. Cameron Maybin has it measured, comes in a few steps, and tucks it away for the second out of the inning. Travis Schlichting is gone on a fly ball to center, and there are 2 out quickly here in the Kernel 7th inning, and the batter is Brett Martinez. He singled and scored in the 5th inning to tie the game at 3. Claggett in 21 games was 0-1 with Oneonta. 4.03 earned run average, 7 saves. In 22 1/3 innings, he struck out 25, walked 12, and gave up 23 hits. That was last year. Brett Martinez ropes a 1-0 pitch foul straight back. Count even, 1-1 to Brett. Nobody on, 2 out, bottom of the 7th inning, 5-3 Whitecaps. Anthony Claggett is unscored upon this season. A slow roller up the middle and gliding to his left to vacuum it up is Mike Hollimon, and he pegs in time to get Brett Martinez. Brett stroked that one off the end of the bat and rolls out to short. Kernels go quickly and in order in the bottom of the 7th inning as we head to the 8th. Whitecaps on top 5-3. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Gary Dalton. You know, Hometown Restyling has served Eastern Iowans since 1986, providing the very finest in windows, siding, and sunrooms. Their experienced staff can handle the job from start to finish, including plans, permits, and inspections. Plus, Hometown Restyling is nationally recognized by Professional Remodeler, Qualified Remodeler, and Remodeling magazines. Call Hometown Restyling for your next remodeling project, or better yet, visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hiawatha or Coralville. Hometown Restyling, because there's no place like home.
Solid Waste and Recycling Services' most valuable player is that big, sturdy cart you use to put your yard and organic debris into. Yardie. Yardie's a real workhorse when it comes to gobbling up your lawn and garden debris. You can expand its capacity by mulching your leaves and other yard debris with your lawnmower, leaf vacuum, or leaf blower. Yardie's okay swallowing up brush and branches, but he'd prefer that you bundle and tie them together and place them beside him. Remember, your Yardie can do more for you if you give him those 2 special treatments, mulching and bundling.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
The final line on the Colonel reliever, Jim West. He goes 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 runs on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 1. Tim Madison came on and surrendered a double that led to the second run in the Whitecaps' 7th, and the Kernels then gunned out Matt Joyce trying to stretch that double into a triple to end the inning. It'll be the cleanup batter, Cameron Maybin. First-round Tiger pick last year to lead off. Cameron tripled in a run and scored in the Whitecap 2-run 4th inning. 5-3 West Michigan here in the 8th inning. We'll wrap up this series Thursday night. And a Buck a Cup Thursday. You can get a 12-ounce draft beer or soda for $1. Slushies are only $1. Bottled soda and bottled water, just $2. Strike one called from Tim Madison to start the Whitecap 8th inning. Nothing doing in either bullpen right now as the Colonel right-hander deals. Swing and a miss as Maybin was jammed by that pitch, and it was right in on Cameron's hands. Brad Kuhn takes a few steps around into right center as the 2-strike pitch is a changeup in the dirt. 4-1, where we're going to try to fire up our computer. And Kevin Alexander, why don't we just, I'll tell you what, Kevin, let's send our helper out the booth because it's a battery-powered computer. And let's, if she could, let's get some scores updated on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Swing and a miss by Cameron Maybin, and 1 gone here in the 8th inning. 5-3 in favor of West Michigan. Now there is action. It's in the Colonel bullpen. And that right-hander, a ground ball chopped foul right at the feet of Matt Walbeck, coaching at third. Chris Howell has started to toss in the Colonel bullpen. He'll likely work the 9th inning. 5-3 Whitecaps. A high pop foul, and that one's being blown onto the grass slope seating berm out of the reach of Patrick Riley. It's 0-2 to the batter. Number 5 hitter, Justin Justice, 0 for 3 tonight. Chris Howell is warming up in the Colonel right field bullpen. Bases empty, 1 gone here in the West Michigan 8th inning. Here's a line drive into shallow center. A diving effort by Kuhn. Brad can't haul it in. The batter racing to second. Throw there, not in time. And it's going to be a double all the way for Justin Justice. Justin Justice has doubled into shallow center. Brad Kuhn made a very fine effort, but could not come up with it cleanly. And so the Whitecaps have a 1-out chance to add to their lead here in the top of the 8th inning. We're trying to ascertain the password to my office computer, and I have a couple of possibilities that I thought the computer was on, but someone must have switched it off. So we'll give that a shot to try to get scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Throw to second, and the runner sneaks back in ahead of that pickoff attempt by Tim Madison. Justin Justice has the 11th Whitecap hit of this game. They're trying to add to a 5-3 lead here in the top half of the 8th inning. Ryan Roberson shoots it off the end of the bat and clunks it into right for a base hit. Madrigal will run it back to the infield, and holding at third is Justin Justice. Ryan Roberson has his third hit of the night. He didn't hit it well at all. He cued it off the end of the bat and dumped it into right, and it's first and third, one out for Pedro Cotto. Justin Justice just couldn't tell if that ball was going to fall at the feet of Madrigal or not. It did, and that's the only reason Justice didn't score, is he wanted to be sure. And now the Whitecaps look to add to their lead, first and third, one away for Pedro Cotto. He's 0-for-3 for West Michigan. Cotto, a left-handed batter, standing in at 250, 0-for-3 tonight. First pitch is a blistering fastball at the knees for strike one. Let's hope Tim Madison can keep his shutout record intact. He has not allowed a run yet this season out of the Kernel bullpen, but he's under the gun now. A double play ball to short. Stacia kicks it, underhands to second, out, throw to first. The Kernels turn their third double play of the night. Heinley Stacia fumbled that ground ball. It fell at his feet. He still had enough time to throw to Larry Infante. That was a force of Ryan Roberson. And then on to first, and it went 6-4-3. The Kernels have turned their third double play of this ball game, and Tim Madison has kept the Kernels in the game. No runs for West Michigan in the eighth, 2 hits. There were no Kernel errors. A double play, the third of the night, and the Whitecaps leave a runner, their fifth of the game. After 7.5, it's still West Michigan on top, 5-3. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, take Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, a pasta makes you single. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wink from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
More of what you're looking for. Just yourself.
We open up the eighth. The Kernels looking for their first hit since Brad Kuhn's RBI single in the fifth, and a strike at the letters to Larry Infante, the second baseman. Kernels trail by a pair here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Larry swings hard and didn't get it, strike two. Infante has one of the runs driven in for the Kernels tonight, who scored 2 in the third to take the lead, but that lead was short-lived as the Whitecaps bounced back for 2 in the fourth inning. West Michigan took the lead in the fifth with a single tally. The Kernels tied it on the Kuhn one-out RBI single in the fifth, but then West Michigan struck for 2 in the seventh. And ball 2 from right-hander Anthony Claggett to Larry Infante. Cameron Maybin is shifted way around into left center. There's ball 3. And let's see if Larry Infante can get aboard as the number 9 hitter here in the bottom half of the eighth inning. Anthony Claggett with the payoff pitch. Ground ball stroked hard to shortstop. Gobbling it up is Hollimon, and Mike throws out Larry Infante. Larry Infante grounds out sharply to shortstop, 1 away here in the bottom of the eighth inning, and that the last Kernel batter to reach is this leadoff man, Brad Kuhn, with an RBI single back in the fifth inning that tied the game at 3. Since then, 8 straight Kernels have been retired, 8 in a row by starter Burke Badenhop and this reliever Anthony Claggett. And Brad fakes a bunt and takes high and away for a ball. There's a pitch whacked foul off the catcher's chest protector, strike 1. Chris Howell has been joined in the Kernel bullpen by Ryan Aldridge. So the Kernels have Howell and Aldridge in the right field bullpen. A changeup is in the dirt and taken by Kuhn. 2-1 to Brad. And a high fly ball to straightaway center, sending Cameron Maybin way back, and he has it. Brad Kuhn sent Maybin 390 feet away. Cameron showed flashes of why the Tigers drafted him first last year. He looked sensational drifting back on that deep fly ball to center. It just kept going. Kuhn stroked it high and deep to center, but Cameron Maybin went way back to deep center and hauled it in for the second out of the inning. That's 9 in a row set down by Whitecap pitching. Here's Heinley Stacia, 1 for 3. Ground ball back to the hill. And running it halfway to first and then underhanding it to Ryan Roberson, the pitcher, Anthony Claggett. So Heinley Stacia was jammed. He rolls out to the pitcher, 1-3. 10 Kernels in a row set down by Whitecap pitching. The Kernels go in order for the third frame in succession. We go to the top of the ninth, and the Whitecaps lead the series opener 5-3. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Springtime. That time of year when your heating system still runs some, but it's also a time when your air conditioning can be running too. Who do you call when either of them fail? Never fear, the A-Team is near. The A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can inspect and ensure that your heating and cooling system is ready to go when you need it. 24 hours a day, call them the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. Call 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Kernels. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems' advanced life support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Hit it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
This is for the 21st century with Advanced Systems. When it's important to you, coffee works. Let your work shine through. Quality coffee, we do it for less. Don't settle for second best. Coffee works. Computer Center Coffee works. We do it better when you think of coffee. Think of Coffee Works. Coffee works. Coffee works.
As we go to the ninth, Chris Howell answers a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Chris Howell, the third Kernel relief pitcher of the evening. 5-3 Whitecaps, top of the ninth inning, and a strike to Dusty Ryan. Ryan walked and scored in the pivotal 2-run seventh inning for the Whitecaps. Chris Howell's sidearm delivery is outside for ball 1. Tim Madison, an inning and a third, allowed no runs on 3 hits, struck out 1, walked none. The University of Tennessee product, Chris Howell, fires a strike. Howell 1-0 this year. He's on for the 4th time out of the Kernel bullpen with a 3.18 ERA. Dusty Ryan lays off the next one outside, and it's 2-2. Chris was the winner, hurling 3 scoreless innings of relief Thursday night up in Appleton. Changeup is over. Strike 3 called. Chris Howell gets Dusty Ryan looking for the first out here in the top of the ninth inning. The Kernels have been out hit 12-6 and trail 5-3. The Whitecaps have had a hit in every inning except the 6th inning, and in that inning they had a batter reach on an error. So they have not been retired in order tonight. Maybe Chris Howell can turn the trick. Strike one is in to Mark Haskey. 0-for-3 tonight. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Nothing in 2 to Mark Haskey. Strike 3 called, and Chris Howell may just retire these Whitecaps in order for the first time tonight. Chris Howell looks sharp. Chris was signed as a free agent by the Angels and pitched in 9 games, just 10 innings pitched with the Mesa Angels in rookie ball last year. He's wearing his Red Sox up high. Can the Kernels retire the side in order for the first time tonight? Mike Hollimon will have a lot to say about that. He fouls one. That one caught Brett Martinez somewhere, and Brett is wincing in pain. I think it got him in the left chest area, even though he's wearing that chest protector, and no sign of Colonel Trainer. Oh, here comes Eric Munson, one step out, and now Eric wants to have a word with Brett Martinez. Brett is really writhing in pain. I don't know where that one got him, but it looks like he's pointing to his midsection, perhaps above the stomach. Even though you have a chest protector, you can still feel those foul balls as though you're wearing a bulletproof vest. And I shouldn't be making this analogy because I've never worn a bulletproof vest. I've never been shot, but I've seen movies, and when a guy gets shot wearing a bulletproof vest, he still agonizes and has a big bruise where he took the bullet, and I'm sure Brett Martinez will have that tomorrow morning. Mike Hollimon now grounds one into right field. That's the 13th hit of the night, and the Kernels are unable to keep the Whitecaps from having a... The Kernels are unable to retire the Whitecaps in order on a base hit into right by Mike Hollimon. Well, it's been that kind of night. The Whitecaps have had their hitting shoes on, making the long trip this morning from the second biggest city in Michigan, Grand Rapids. They arrived here about 3:30 this afternoon, and you'd think we would be the team with a little bit more bounce in our step and a little more urgency, but the Whitecaps have taken the game to us tonight. Here's a little looper off the end of the bat foul into the West Michigan bullpen, and they have a couple of men warming up down there. Looks like Anthony Claggett will give way to another Whitecap relief pitcher after 2 perfect innings of shutout relief. 0-2 to the batter, Will Rhymes. He's 3 for 4, and he loops it into center. Brad Kuhn has to break quickly to his left and reach up to nab it. Will Rhymes hit it right on the nose, but lines out to center to end the Whitecap 9th inning. No runs for West Michigan, 1 hit, no Colonel errors. West Michigan leaves a runner. They've stranded 6. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Whitecaps lead the series opener 5-3. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0100 101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
West Michigan will try to nail down an opening series win here behind their closer, Orlando Perdomo. Perdomo is 6 feet 160 from Venezuela, 21 years old, and he's already notched 4 saves. This right-hander pitched for the Gulf Coast League Tigers the last 2 seasons, went 1-6 in 2004, 3-2 last year with 7 saves, and he's on for the 6th time this year, no record, a 1.80 ERA for Orlando Perdomo. The Kernels have had their last 10 batters in a row retired. Let's see if they can rally to tie it or win it down by 2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ball 1, a fastball to Patrick Riley. The right guys are up. The middle of the order, the heart of the order for the Kernels, Patrick Riley, 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the 3rd. There's a fastball low, and it's 2-0. Orlando Perdomo trying to protect a 2-run Whitecap lead and help West Michigan snap a Kernel 5-game winning streak. Ball 3, low and in. And Patrick Riley will take a pitch or 2 here to try to get aboard and bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Riley started tonight with a .370 average, 8th highest in the league. He's 1 for 3 so far. Open stance, left-handed batter. The 3-0 from the West Michigan reliever is a strike in at the knees. Perdomo, with 4 saves in 5 innings, has allowed 1 run on 5 hits, struck out 7, walked none. He's working from the stretch. Riley hits it high in the air to center field. Easy for Cameron Macon. He's underneath it, and Maybin has it. A 3-1 pitch, and Patrick Riley hoists it to center, 1 out. Cameron Maybin with the catch in straightaway center, 1 away here in the 9th inning, and that's 11 straight Kernels that have been whisked aside by West Michigan hurlers. Jordan Renz led off the second with a single, but was erased in a double play. Since then, Jordan has struck out twice. Orlando Perdomo fires at the knees, a strike called. We're on the Kernel Radio Network, and we're glad you're with us here on 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids. Ball 1, up and in to Jordan Renz, the Kernel cleanup batter in DH. Kernels have not had a base runner or a hit since the 5th inning. 11 straight have gone down. 1-1 to Jordan. Strike 2 called, outside corner at the knees. In the hole. Swings at a changeup in the dirt, didn't get it. The catcher, Dusty Ryan, pumps it down to first for the strikeout. And that is now 12 straight Kernels that have been retired. The Kernels still have a chance, need a runner, though, ahead of ahead of Flint Whipkey. Warner Madrigal is the man that will try to reach. The Kernels have been out hit 13-6 and trail 5-3. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Perdomo's first pitch is outside, ball 1 to Warner Madrigal. Orlando Perdomo is trying to save it for Burke Badenhop and give the Whitecaps the series opener here. Madrigal is 0 for 3 tonight. There's strike 1 at the knees. The Kernels started play tonight in a 3-way tie atop the Western Division first half standings. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. $984 here tonight. Can Warner Madrigal keep the Colonel hopes alive? He pumps one off his fist foul towards the backstop, and it hits the high part of the net and trickles down. The Colonels indeed still battling here in the bottom of the ninth inning. A walk and a botched rundown. The difference in this game right now, it came in the seventh inning, in which the Whitecaps scored a pair to break a 3-3 tie. The Colonels have not had a base runner since the fifth inning. Warner still in the hole, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Ooh, it just missed outside. The Whitecaps thought they had the game won, but it's 2-2 now to Warner Madrigal. Orlando Perdomo, with the bases empty and two out, delivers. There's strike three called on the inside corner, and the Whitecaps whisk aside the Kernels and make it look easy. 5-3, the final. Warner Madrigal called out on strikes, and the last 13 Colonel batters in a row were set down by three different Whitecap hurlers. The Colonels only leave two men on base, and they have their 5-game winning streak snapped. West Michigan wins it 5-3. Totals, highlights, and more coming your way next on the Colonel Curtain Call here on the Colonel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen to Mix 96.5. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and Mix 96.5.
It's unheard of. An industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kill Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kill Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykill.com. Randy Kill Honda, where they treat you right.
It's time for the Colonel's Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboards, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Colonel, John Rogers.
Well, too much offensive firepower by the West Michigan Whitecaps. They up their record to 6-4 and send the Colonels to their first defeat in 6 games. The Colonel record now 6-5 as the Whitecaps out-hit the Colonels 13-6. And win the ball game, the series opener 5-3. In this game, we were scoreless until the Colonels broke through for a pair off starter and winner Burke Badenhop in the third inning. Travis Schlichting got it going with an infield single to shallow third. He stole second, went to third on a fly ball out by Martinez to center, and then scored on a Larry Infante bouncer to the first baseman. Schlichting scored to make it 1-0 Colonels. Infante was forced at second on a Brad Kuhn ground ball. Kuhn then went to third on a Heinle Statius single to left and scored on a Patrick Riley 2-out base hit to center. The Colonels held a 2-0 lead after 3 innings this evening. But the Whitecaps bounced back and tied it quickly against Colonel starter Tommy Mendoza, 1-out single by Matt Joyce. And then Cameron Maybin tripled him home. Maybin tripled home Joyce to make it 2-1 Colonels. After Justin Justice lined out to first, Ryan Roberson had the second of his 3 hits tonight, a 2-out clutch RBI single to the left to tie the game at 2. West Michigan took the lead with 2 out in the 5th inning. A double by Mike Hollimon, followed by an RBI single from 5'7" Will Rhymes. Rhymes had 3 hits in 5 at-bats, drove in 2 runs, stole a base, and scored once. So the Whitecaps led it on a 2-out RBI single in the 5th by Will Rhymes. The Kernels came back, though, and tied it on a 1-out single from Brad Kuhn in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kuhn singled home Brett Martinez to tie the game at 3. It remained scoreless it remained tied, 3-3 until the 7th. That's when Jim West came out of the Colonel bullpen in relief of Tommy Mendoza. Jim walked the leadoff batter, Dusty Ryan, and then the play that turned the entire game around. The Kernels had Ryan dead to rights between first and second. They pitched out, and somehow Dusty Ryan in the rundown got underneath a tag attempt at second by Larry Infante, and you knew then that the Whitecaps would capitalize on that Colonel misplay on the rundown, and indeed West Michigan did. Mark Haskey advanced Dusty Ryan to third on a ground ball out to first. After Jim West struck out Mike Hollimon, it looked like the Kernels might just get out of it. But Will Rhymes, the 5'7" fire plug, did it again. A 2-strike pitch, a 2-out RBI single to center, broke the 3-3 tie in the 7th. Rhymes then stole second and scored on a double down the right field line by Matt Joyce to make it 5-3. And that's the score by which the Whitecaps won it, because the Kernels did not have a base runner after Brad Kuhn's RBI single in the 5th tied the game at 3. The next 13 Kernels in a row were retired by starter Burke Badenhop, relievers Anthony Claggett, and Orlando Perdomo. They absolutely put the Kernel offense underneath, buried the offense by retiring 13 in a row. And that was the story of this game, as the Kernels could not get any offense after the 5th inning. Final line score, West Michigan 5 runs, 13 hits, no errors. They left half a dozen. The Kernels 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. The Kernels left only 2 men aboard. The winning pitcher was Badenhop. He's 1-0. A save goes to Orlando Perdomo, his 5th. The losing pitcher was Jim West. He's 0-2. The game only took 2 hours and 23 minutes, and a crowd of 984 saw it. We'll be back in a moment on the Colonel Curtain Call with our PRC play of the game. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe, from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper.
Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more.
I'm a pepper.
You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
West Michigan knocks off the Kernels to snap a Colonel 5-game winning streak, 5-3 here tonight. And it's time now to enjoy our PRC play of the game. If you're looking for a career opportunity with a company with a great heart, visit PRC at www.prcnet.com. Among other things, you'll learn about PRC's fabulous benefit package. They call them Life Essentials, and they include paid training, a 401k retirement savings plan, life insurance. PRC also will provide you with medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance, plus a flexible schedule and casual dress. Life Essentials benefits at PRC. Learn about them by visiting PRC at www.prcnet.com. Our PRC Net play of the game takes us way back to the top of the second inning. We were scoreless. Ryan Roberson was aboard at first. Pedro Cotto was at the plate. And let's pick up the action right there.
Looks at an overhand fastball in there for a strike. Tommy Mendoza comes straight over the top. He's working from the stretch. Cotto's familiar with this great state of Iowa. He played at Indian Hills Community College. Ground ball, backhanded, stopped by Whipke. Throws to second out, station to first. Double play with the pitcher covering. The Kernels turn a sparkling 3-6-1 double play. That's the toughest one to make in baseball, and it was all started on a diving stab at first by Flint Whipke.
And that's why we chose it as our PRC Kernel play of the game. The first of 3 double plays the Kernel defense would turn in a 5-3 loss tonight to West Michigan. We'll take a final timeout here on the Kernel Curtain Call, and when we return, we'll check all the scores on the big league front on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, take Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for the Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
Well, welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium on this dollar hot dog night. The Kernels saw their winning streak snapped by the West Michigan Whitecaps, who out-hit us 13-6, and they won the opener 5-3. Thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, and Brad Dunn, we have a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. This afternoon, it was Patriots Day as the running of the Boston Marathon unfurled, and at Fenway Park, the Red Sox shaded Seattle 7-6. Cleveland thumped the Tigers this afternoon 10-2 at Jacobs Field. State Farm Major League scoreboard tonight. Our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, bowed to Baltimore 4-2 Orioles, and they're in the 7th inning at U.S. Cellular Field. The White Sox are blistering the Royals 7-0. We move to the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. The Cardinals edged the Pirates at PNC Park earlier this evening, 2-1. It's over at Shea Stadium, and the Mets came away with a 4-3 victory over the Braves. They are in the 9th inning, if I'm reading this correctly, the 9th inning at Great America Ballpark, and it's the Reds trampling the Marlins 8-1. 7th inning at Minute Maid Park, the Brewers lead the Astros 3-2. In the top of the 5th inning at Coors Field in Denver, the Rockies trail the Padres 4-0. No score, first inning, Bank One Ballpark, Giants and Diamondbacks. And a game that will get underway shortly for all you Cub fans in eastern Iowa to lose some winks over and stay up late. The Cubs play the Dodgers in Los Angeles. That look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Gary Schubat, Brad Dunn, and Dale Thompson. 5-3 Whitecaps tonight. We'll greet you tomorrow evening with Brooks at bat. The legendary Hall of Fame sportscaster Bob Brooks will be our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest right here on the Kernel Radio Network. We'll be coming with that show at 6:10 right here on 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids. Tomorrow evening, a Triple Play Tuesday. You get a hamburger or cheeseburger plus chips and a beverage for only $5. The gates open at 5:30, and we expect another beautiful evening for baseball, just as we had tonight for the Dollar Hot Dogs. A special thanks to Kevin Alexander, General Manager, Vice President of KMRY Radio. Kevin was here late this afternoon to set up all the equipment and ensure that crystal clear signal that you become accustomed to here on the Kernel Radio Network. And we thank Kevin Alexander for putting in all the extra time to help us through these various hurdles that we're overcoming with our new equipment. That does it from Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Whitecaps knock off the Kernels 5-3. South Slope Communications Triple Play Showtime tomorrow here on the Kernel Radio Network, right here on 1450 at 6:10 with Bob Brooks. So long from Veterans Memorial Stadium. This has been Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.